Well, well, well. I put a link in there, I believe. If anybody wants to hop on, Lars or JB or Buff. Should be on now. It's late, JB, so I don't know if anybody's going to really hop on or not. We were on one pretty late last night, so everyone's probably going to bed early. What's going on, Leighton? Dakota's timeout. Hey, there's JB.
That's right.
There we go.
What are the deplorables doing tonight, man?
What is happening?
Smoke a cigarette, drink a few beers, just watching these lives, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's really cold in Illinois, and I finally got a setup where I can get things going. So just doing this. Everyone, Bear Rose, Bigfoots, and Mopars. There's John Cope, Buff, everybody.
Yeah, I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't see the comments, guys. So,
can't read it.
Yeah, I can't read anyway.
It's one of those days where it's cold. I not really tired, so I figured do a live.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Yeah, them bunch of wimps quit at 10 o'clock. What the heck is going on here?
And I see John Cope, Mopar man, great transmission guy. Our next project is going to be a father. Well, next after the bird's done, but the next project is going to be a father, son, grandfather project on a 66 Coronet 4-door.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
It's going to be kind of a vintage super stock style build, and it'll be fun. Look at this guy.
Oh, crap. See, John ain't tired either.
So, yeah. And for an engine, really wanted to do a Hemi, but that's going to be out of the price range. So it's going to be a 426 low deck stroker from a 383. See Red-Eyed Patriots in here. No problem, man. Glad you got those stickers.
Red-Eyed Patriot, man.
Yeah.
Thumbs up on that guy.
Yep, it's going to be 3 jets and 1. Yep.
Oh, dang it.
There's Don.
Irish Outlaw Garage says no numbers. Like, no, once we will have a number here once we have a date to announce.
Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly.
Lars is over here trying to pick up cameras.
Spencer's Food Reviews. Yep, I don't know where you guys are all from. I know where a lot of you are from, but here in the great republic of whatever, Illinois, it is cold. Actually, had snow flurries tonight, so it really sucks.
I mean, the great republic of my garage.
Yeah. What's up, Lars?
What's up, man?
So what are we going to talk about now? 2.8s? Heck yeah.
Let's talk about what people are going to do for 2023 cars.
There you go.
All right. I'm interested now.
Yeah. Now you got my attention. So I guess you're bringing the bird, right? If you quit tearing it up.
I quit breaking shit on it, yeah.
Exactly.
I took it out today, and I beat the hell out of it. So, yeah.
I'm just bringing a 2.8 with a blower on it. Now, I think I can make a good showing with that.
Yeah.
Everybody downs them little engines, but I might blow the bottom end out of it. But, dude, I'll hang her to the ball. I mean, balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate that. I mean, look at your turbo V6 Buick stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Buddy Ingersoll runnered up in IHRA Pro Stock with a turbo V6 Buick. putting
Yeah.
500-inch cars on the trailer.
There's a guy in the chat named Wayne P. He's out in California, and he has a wealth of knowledge on tuning these big block Fords.
Uh-oh.
He's helped me out quite a bit.
Heck yeah.
Well, that don't help me out.
You're gonna have to spin that trash truck up super high, man. That's gonna be a fun one.
Hey, I'll be hanging in the back.
Just send it.
Exactly. Let's see if it.
Big block 402. Yep. Look at the Tennessee.
I plan on doing better than Big Block 402. I'm going to leave crap all the way down through that track.
Thanks.
I will get that trophy.
I'll tell you what, it would have been funny to give it to Jed, but Steven had to nuke the track.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
Yep,
Jed
Cement
had
did
it
it.
in hand until right there at the end.
Yep. Hey, Red Eye, you were talking about the 4200 Vortec. Actually, there was a car at the No Name Nationals that had a twin turbo 4200 Vortec and a Datsun, an old like 280Z.
Yeah, that little thing.
Pretty rowdy.
That little thing was fast.
That thing sounded like a rocket taking off.
Yeah.
So
was going.
that car was, he never got a clean pass, but his mid-track, down-track, he said compared with a 530. So that car, he said if he'd had two more passes, he thinks he could have gotten a personal best 521 out of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
That
so
thing was awesome.
next year, I think we're going to see some improvements. So
yeah, I did watch his video on Aftermath, and he was not happy with the way it all turned out. He was like, we could have done better.
He is not a salesperson, all right? When somebody has a video talking about 100 things that went wrong, and then after the end you say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go back, and we're already planning to go back and all that. Okay, but the problem is you can't talk for 10 minutes about all this stuff that went wrong. Oh, yeah, but we're going back because it's a good event. We're gonna go back.
Exactly.
That doesn't work from a sales perspective at all. The Nelsons are coming back. They're excited about coming back. They're going to change the setup on the car. We're going to change the setup on the track. And you know what? We're going to see them throw down. We're probably, I would say it's going to take a number that begins with a 4 to win the low ET. But the trolls, of course, descended upon that video and created, that's what they do.
I ground my hatchet.
Hey, Willie. Hey, Dean.
I've done grinding hatchets, man.
Man, it was actually a very fun time. Like, even going there with the absolute knife in the heart of not having a car that I spent, 11 months on, I had a blast. Like, there was no way in hell I was going to miss that. No way in hell.
Yeah, heck, you rode down the track in mini cars, Jeff.
And next year, I'm going to do that a lot. See, the whole thing was I really wanted the other Jeffries to do that while I was doing stuff. And the wife called, and because I sent her a video of me riding with NSB, and she's like, Jeffrey is not doing that. And I'm like, oh.
Now, those guys that was over on the side, we didn't really talk to. Who was it? The guys with the 68.
The GTXs.
Yeah, the GTXs and stuff.
Brewers.
Yeah. See, I never heard of them guys.
Mm-hmm.
They just came from out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's some nice cars, man.
Yeah.
So, and they did good.
Well, some of the, it all depends on the cars and the setups. So some of them have a more narrow window than others. And see, that was an advantage Redbeard had. He has a 540-inch engine. And so for him, it's not nearly as tricky to adjust to the track, right? Where you're putting power down. Because his power curve is not nearly so peaky as, say, the Nelsons with 254 cubic inches and turbos. So for them, their window for power is really tight. And so it just depends.
Well, Redbeard's car was Hey, you're sitting here. It's at the end of the track.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was fast.
I think it was super
and
fast.
Redbeard blew the tires off of it the first time.
Exactly.
And so everybody just worked on it, and you know,
But I enjoyed watching that little car. I mean, there were so many more there, but that little Redbeard's car, that thing was consistently quick the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just gone.
Max Wedge Dick Dashwood says it takes months and a lot of passes to sort a car out. Yes, it does, and I knew it was going to be interesting because there's so many people that get a car running and then just show up and see what it does. Now, I got to say, the one I was really impressed with was Duddy.
Yeah.
Duddy starts the car, drives to the end of the driveway, puts it on the trailer, and brings it. That is the complete extent of the testing of Duddy's Taco Express. And he shows up and runs 8.0s all weekend with that thing. So
That was a whole lot of fun watching him do that.
yeah, I was so thrilled for him.
But
I'm sure that had to have exceeded his expectations.
you know the guy I was most proud of was Dizzy Izzy.
Yeah.
That poor boy, Doug, he struggled through all of it, and you could see him when he got 500. He was like, "Heck yeah, man!
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to do this."
I knew he.
Yeah. He had to grind it out.
But
But he did it.
I'm
He did.
hoping that the old Mopar's Mustangs and minivans will
Yeah.
get in there and work on content creation, because I think he really missed out not participating in all those months of the No Name 500 in 2022.
He got
That
a
would have really done a lot for him, and he really missed out on a lot.
Did he get a motor from somebody?
He did. He got a 318 from Shane Polito. He wants
Yeah.
to build, so we'll see how that goes.
Heck yeah.
I mean, for anybody that's new to it, get a jump on it early.
yeah,
Hey, Jeff.
early.
Hey, so I see that this is just a StreamYard thing. I see you've got the link starred.
Yeah.
If you want that to stay, go over to your YouTube browser that you have muted and pin it. Because remember, everybody else is watching this through YouTube, not StreamYard.
Let me see if I can do
So
that.
go over to your StreamYard browser and pin your own comment. And then it'll stay at the top on YouTube. That's the only way they're going to see it.
dang, dude, I'm learning so much from you guys.
Well, that's what the content creator workshops are for. And the people who needed them the most wouldn't show up.
Yeah, I didn't even realize
James.
until Dr. Arts live tonight that the lives count as view time.
I tried telling him.
Well, they don't count as view time. They count as exposure time. They help you in the
How do
community.
I pin that, John? I'm in my browser.
So go over there and click on the 3 dots to the right. You'll see an option for pin, and you can pin it. Only you
Okay.
can pin it. Yep.
There we go.
I need to secret.
Now, there you go. Now it's pinned at the top. Now you don't have to worry about it.
There we go.
Buff, you couldn't do it even if you gave you a wrench. It won't solve that problem. You can't pin things with a mod wrench.
He can do it with the tappy tap though.
That's right. He needs a hammer.
Okay, I'm gonna walk through this. So if I'm gonna do that,
Yeah, he needs a hammer or a hatchet.
Red-eyed Patriot, I gotta tell you, really and truly, man, you can do everything you need with an iPhone.
Yeah,
And the next upgrade is a tripod, and then the next upgrade is a $20 clip-on microphone.
Yeah.
And man, if you got those 3 things, you can make all kinds of content. The
Man.
content comes before the.
that's exactly what we have.
Mhm. That's it.
Right Eye Patriot on coming next year, isn't he? I think
I hope
so
so.
where do I go for
he was talking about coming. I was in there on one of his lives, LP94 here. And
Jeff,
he was saying he was wanting to make it.
Hey, John, where in my studio do I go for a mod?
Oh, it's easy. You can go on the YouTube screen because remember, StreamYard has nothing to do with it. So go into
Right.
YouTube and then you go to the three dots and click on those to the right, like you did to pin it, and
Yeah.
just go to any of their comments. That's the easiest way to do it. There's
Okay.
another way to do it in studio, but the easiest just go to the video.
Let me find them. No, let me find them. There's your cord. Plug it in.
Okay, let's see.
So go find a comment and then click on it, and then that's the easiest way to do that.
Okay.
James and James 2023. Yes, we're already working on it. We've really got to wait until the season's closed before we can make announcements and commit things. Okay, but we are working on it.
White Trash Motorsports, hello.
Don't look for anything too crazy radical yet. What was the other one? Dakota's saying, how do y'all edit your videos? Everybody uses something different. I use Filmora. Bad Tree Productions uses Filmora. I know Just Mopar Joe uses iMovie. Andy Wood uses a phone editor of some kind. It's not an iPhone. And there you go. Andy Wood, 19,000 subs and edits on his phone.
I do everything on my phone, and I use a app called Splice, and I use Canva Pro.
Look how good Jeff's stuff looks. I use Filmora. It cost me $60. I think now it's up to 80 or 90, but it's a one-time fee license, and it'll do more than you ever know how to do. Bad Tree, their stuff looks great, right? They're some of the best production value in the community. They use Filmora.
Sorry about that, guys, man. Technical difficulties.
I have them all the time, JB.
Red Eye Patriot, we hope you can make it, man. That'll be cool.
Yeah, he'd be a good one to have there.
Yeah, and if the chat's moving too fast, when you get to that point, you can always scroll up.
Yeah.
Dallas and I averaged on the last live we did together 1,028 chat messages per hour.
Holy shit.
And you'll have somebody email me, you didn't read my comment. I'm like, do you realize 1,028 messages? People don't realize it's that fast.
I've said that and done the same thing.
I'm like, believe me, man, believe me. Sometimes I do miss stuff because sometimes I'll have somebody screenshot something. I'm like, did you see that? Like, nope, I never saw that at all. It does happen. And then sometimes I don't read comments because I shouldn't read them. Like it's just some incredibly unhelpful comment that doesn't need to get read.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Junk Car Willie.
Junk Car Willie is one hell of a guy. Watching him out there racing that Buick and just having a good old time, that was absolutely a blast.
Right.
And
the one wheel won.
That was fun.
He was burning that one tire off, man.
He uses U-Cut. Junk Car Willie uses U-Cut. It's a free app. He says you don't need an expensive phone. Do you know that Junk Car Willie has nearly 5,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
And he just started in the spring. So there's a guy who knows. So listen to him. He knows what he's doing. Big Block 402, BTP uses Filmora? Yes, they do. Blake and I use the same editor.
I finally got a laptop, and I got my work one, but I can't use that anything but work. I absolutely hate technology because of my job, but like got a laptop, got everything set up in the garage now, so I'm gonna actually probably get some decent editing software and some camera stuff for next year. I know my son likes all that crazy shit, so I'll probably get him like a drone. I really like the drone footage.
Thumper!
We've talked about trying to upgrade our little setup, if we can learn how to use other stuff.
Oh,
We're still learning this.
I'd be breaking shit.
I will
Definitely.
start buying stuff for YouTube when I start making money off YouTube. If that makes sense.
Good luck.
So, yeah, we're stuck on the phones, man.
Cope, I can tell you, I can tell you how to get more subs. I mean, and everybody's got a different niche, but you've got a niche not everybody can do.
Put up more videos.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's like there are things that I can see Cope could do that would get him a bunch of subs.
Oh yeah, showing
And
how,
not just blasting shorts. Not just
Yeah,
blasting shorts.
showing how he's working on transmission. I think we're talking about Ed Cope, right?
John Cope.
Or
John Cope.
But yeah, throw some of that stuff up on them transmissions, man.
He's a
That
wealth of
stuff
knowledge too.
Yeah, that stuff will take off.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I figured I got a couple of GoPros. I'll probably get a couple more. Definitely get a drone, though. I mean, that was just cool footage.
Cope, let's talk this week. We need to iron out the transmission build stuff anyway. So let's talk tomorrow. It'd be a good time. It's be freezing cold here anyway.
Yeah.
I could use John Cope's help.
John Cope's the man.
Before, I can't figure it out.
Cope is fantastic. He's a great member of the community.
I think he told JB to holler at him. He was live with Dallas, right?
Yeah, that guy knows how to do his stuff, and very impressed. And I see he put a new intake on Mr. Haney.
Yeah, I think so. He upgraded. What was that? Oh yeah, went to a wide band 02.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to watch comments, guys.
It's hard,
Yeah.
especially on a phone.
Hey, so Thumper's got a 4L80, 4L60, 700 R4. Here's how I do a 700 R4. You take out the bell housing bolts, you slide it out from under the car, you pick it up, and then you tilt it into the dumpster, being careful not to get
Don't
transmission fluid on your shirt. And then
Yeah.
the 700 R4 is done.
Somebody agree with me, John. I'm happy.
See, I had who was it? First responder garage. I was down there talking to him about that 700 R4, and he goes, "Dude, get rid of that thing. Get you a 200R. That's going to get your revs up. It's going to hit everything you want." And I'm like, but it didn't come out with that. I wanted him, let's just keep it the way it was and work on it, right? And I don't know. I'll figure it out. And between now and the next No Name Nationals, I'll figure it out. I may have to spend a crap ton of money, but I'll figure that transmission out. Dead air.
Yeah, the 60 has a couple extra neutrals indeed.
TH400. See, that's what I'd love to do. I would actually like at some point save up money and do one of Cope's automatic overdrive with trans brake, all that fun stuff with a C6 bell
perfect
housing.
fat bird.
That's exactly what I would need, because this is getting 488 as soon as they ship, and a spool, and definitely going the trans brake route.
That 48 RE and Haney, that is sweet.
Yes.
That shifter takes a lot of getting used to with the thumb and the finger at the same time. That is bizarre. The gate on it, but I'll tell you, it's really crisp. The trans brake is rock steady, like it doesn't creep at all. The shifts are perfect. You can downshift and it doesn't throw you through the windshield because of the Tesla valve, which slows down the fluid flow, I believe, when you put manual one. So it's really sweet. It's a really sweet setup.
Yeah, that truck was awesome. That truck was really awesome.
Where'd you get out of my way?
So what's new and exciting with No Name Nationals, John?
Everything. I talked to Dallas today. Like I said, we're trying to get through the last couple races of the season. Dallas has got a couple things left. And once those things are done, the season will be done. Once the season's a wrap, then we really know for sure where everything can line up. But we're working on a date. We're working on the place. We're looking at a couple of things. As soon as we have something to announce to you guys, there will be a number on the paper,
Nice.
and we'll let you know on a live.
Yeah.
So it'll be on my channel on a Friday live.
Tell Dallas to come and get his monkey bike before I actually start working on it. Because I had so many plans for that little monkey bike, but it wasn't ours. Wasn't spending money. And then we was sitting there talking to Dallas at the track. He goes, I should have given you guys a budget. Yeah. Well, now's the time you're going to tell us.
You know how many little things like that are just, the Cutlass is getting a glide with a brake. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that Cutlass is mean.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
it is.
Sam brought the heat. Can't wait
That
to see
turbo was glowing after that burnout contest. That was pretty awesome. That was really awesome.
Sam brought. You see, again, Sam is one of those channels. Okay. And again, we don't know. When we first did this, I see this channel come across my desk, White Trash Motorsports.
Yeah.
And they're under, like, I don't know, 17 or 18 feet of snow. And they have their motorhome and their car. And I'm like, okay, this is something that looks like it's got promise. Well, I hope they do awesome. But you never know. You never know. That was the case with every one of these channels, these upstarts. But man, he brought it. He's one of those that like became everything he could be and more. So I love stories like that. But again, I remember when Sam had no subscribers and they're just like, yeah, this is what we want to do. And he's just filming the car. We don't know what he looks like yet because he's just filming the car and there's snow. I'm like, okay, we're hoping, right? And then he does everything. He does everything and turns it up, and it was great.
Yeah, and when you meet the guy, you're like, I don't know what and stuff, but he just walking around like anybody else. He's just nice as can be.
Sam's great.
Just hanging in with people.
Sam's great. And the JB's little shop. It's like, okay, here's a channel. Can it fly? And it did.
And Jeff is that thing was lightning.
Jeff's another one. He's like, he's in his garage and he's looking at his car and he's looking around. I'm like, we didn't see him. He points it at something like, okay, it's a disembodied video. We'll see what happens. He's got no subs. Here's your first one. Let's see where it goes. Did that ever work out?
Who was the one guy we couldn't get on camera? I can't remember his name.
Unfinished project.
Okay. Oh, dude. We're gonna have to storm him at some point, man. Just take pictures.
So here's something Unfinished Project sent me. He's in the contest to win John Cope's valve body. He's doing a valve body giveaway. If you guys in the chat haven't heard about it, Cope Racing Transmissions is giving away a reverse manual valve body. Okay, good stuff. All you got to do to win the thing is make any purchase Cope Racing Transmissions before the end of the month. Put in the notes YouTube. And if you do that, you're going to be entered to win the valve body. Well, Unfinished Project is this really mega lucky guy. He wins everything. So he said, when I win that valve body, will you help me put it in? So I told him, I said, sure. If you win the valve body, I'll help you put it in. So.
Oh, crap. That's a good one, man.
If anybody's going to win, it'll be Unfinished.
If he wins it, I'll help him put it in.
Didn't y'all have a sighting of him at one point? You thought y'all were?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We know it was
Clint, Jay,
we know it was him.
I'm going to put in Cope's video for that.
Sure.
He's got a great channel.
Yep.
Everyone, man. It was really cool seeing everybody have these really cool channels,
I love John Cope's take on it. He goes, dude, I thought these was a bunch of crazy people that wasn't doing anything. I didn't want to be there. And the more I watched it, I was like, oh, dude, I need to be at this one.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
If anybody goes over to Cope's video from this live, put in your comment under the video, paging Dr. Cope.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hey, Blaker.
Paging Dr. Cope.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
one-eyed
actually sitting
cat.
down.
One-eyed cat, if you win it, that's really easy. I'm doing a transmission for one-eyed cat, so
Hello,
if he wins
Malia.
the valve body, it can go right in there, no
Yeah,
problem.
I thought we were supposed to do that at Lambert's. I thought we were supposed to take it, or no, at the hotel. Take his transmission, rebuild.
No, what I suggested to him was, I said, if I break something or we break something, we'll build it there at the hotel at Carlisle.
Yeah, there you go.
That's, yeah,
Well, that's
no
it.
problem.
Oh.
Yeah, paging Dr. Cope in the comments. Paging Dr. Cope. If you see the video from the Two Hacks Live or on replay, the comment should be paging Dr. Cope.
Paging Dr. Cope.
That's it.
What if y'all started?
And tomorrow I'll send y'all what that has to do with. Because I can't do it here.
There you go, man. Oh, crap.
He's got a great personality in his videos.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
even,
yeah, Cope is
even
great.
watching him wash a RV and talking was like, oh, I could watch this.
Yeah.
I could definitely watch this.
Well, we was waiting for the video to get inserted here, Jeff.
Which video do I need to insert?
He was talking about putting the link in.
I've seen it.
wait,
He's put
my
it up
bad, my
twice.
My bad.
Which link do you want in there, John?
No, he put up the link twice to the giveaway video, did you, Jeff?
Oh,
thought
I
saw
put it up once, but I'll put it up again.
I thought
I'll
I'd
actually
seen
put it on my banner.
Actually, just click it as a mod so it's on the YouTube screen. So at the bottom, you can actually promote it that way.
Okay. How do I do that?
Out. Check this out. I'll make it easy.
He sounds like a.
Now, just take the link and make a comment on it and just say, enter John Cope's valve body giveaway here, and then the link, and then highlight the comment in StreamYard. If you click on it, it highlights it at the bottom.
You speaking Spanish?
No habla, no habla the English, man.
And then that'll do is it'll put it on the screen so that when people join you,
There.
they'll see it.
There you go.
Okay, now what do I do with that one?
Now, once you make the comment, just click on it on the StreamYard, and it'll highlight it on the bottom of the screen on YouTube.
Did it work? Maybe not.
Hang on.
John got way too much information.
You see it on StreamYard on your side. It'll put it up across the bottom of the screen. So go over. It's on stream. You do it on StreamYard. So once you make the comment, just click on it on StreamYard, right in the middle of it. Go over to the comments and click on it. There you go.
Okay.
Now that shows on YouTube too. And that way you've got your StreamYard link pinned over in the chat, and you've got your contest link right there.
Perfect. See, I'm learning.
And just an FYI, when I do this, I always put enter the giveaway first and the link second. Because if people just see a link, believe it or not, they will not read to the end to know what the link is for. Believe it or not. I would even title it Win a Cope Racing Transmission Valve Body. Then the link. Because then everybody will want to click on it.
You know, unfinished projects pissed right now.
Well, that's a well, listen, I want Cope to get enough in purchase list to cover his contest.
Right.
That's a good one. Well, listen, man. It should be titled
Now you're talking.
Win the Ultimate Valve Body.
It is.
I'm
the
telling
ultimate.
you. Now you're cooking. Now people will go over there and click because they now know what. It's amazing how many people would not read to the end if you put it at the end of a link versus the beginning, but it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, if it wasn't for this guy right here, these videos I put out wouldn't be nothing.
I didn't think they were something.
He knows more than he lets on.
Oh yeah, Lars is good. So Bigfoots and Mopar's Mark wants a 518 for the new car. Yeah, man. Then
That
you
would
could
be
really
awesome.
drive some places.
All right. Well, here's a good one. Here's a good one for you. So the little 2.8 I got going in this little trash truck. It's always going to be the trash truck. The rear end. I don't know what's in that thing. I really don't. But what does everybody recommend throwing behind 300 horsepower? Right? A Ford 9-inch. What does anybody suggest?
You just want something for an S10?
Yeah.
Well, what do you have in there? A little 10 bolt?
Now, see, now I feel offended.
A little 10 bolts that's in there, right?
Right, yeah.
Well,
What came thought?
Probably the cheapest route's an 8.8 Ford. That'd be cheapest. I mean, Sam's saying 488.
Yeah.
It'd
Okay.
fit.
Um,
I mean, if you really wanted to go to the work of narrowing something, okay, so that changes everything. If you're willing to narrow it, obviously you can run steamroller rear tires, but what I would do at that point is I would do an 8 3/4 Chrysler or a 9-inch Ford.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's all the work is. If you can narrow it, that's a pile of work. That's the housing, the axles. If you're going to do all that, now it's,
Well, see, I got access to many welding companies I work for.
Mhm.
So, I mean, cutting something down and having, taking over their just weld it up.
Well, the other side of it is, why does it have to be narrowed? I mean, an Explorer, how much too wide is that going to be? Right?
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
I don't either. I think
It's going to be pretty close.
If you were going to narrow it, that opens up a lot, but you don't have to narrow it. I mean, it's probably just 2-3 inches too wide on each side and let it go.
But, I mean, from experience of what I experienced on the dress there this last time, that rear end, like in the 85, no. No.
Yeah, you'll grenade it.
That'll go boom.
Why don't you run about a 6.5 inch Falcon rear end that Ford had? What was that one they had that was even smaller than a 7 1/4 Mopar? It was a 6 something, like a 6 7/8 ring gear.
Yeah, there was some small stuff out there for a while.
It's little.
You finally coming back to conversation.
Clint Street Machine says the narrowing adds up to about 2.5 inches. How does the narrowing add anything? What are you talking about?
I would think gears and ratios would. Anyway.
Well, Sam says 8.8 full from the Explorers under his Cutlass, and that didn't look too wide. He had some nice big old fat meats underneath the back of it too.
That's cool too. So Street Fox 347 is saying that the Explorer's got 31 splines. That's really good. That gives you the better axle, more spool choices. That's great.
Shout out to Landon for popping in.
How's it going, Clint?
Oh, I see what Clint's saying. So use the short side axle on both sides, and then you have a shortcut on getting the axle for the other side. So that way you don't have to deal with cut and shortened axles. You can just use 2 short side axles. Then you only have to deal with the housing. That makes complete sense. Yes.
I'm glad he's close. I'll be visiting him here for a while.
That saves a lot of money, because then all you have to do is narrow one side of the housing. So you use a fixture and an end, and that saves a lot of the problem.
What years were those in, John? Do you know?
I don't know. Street Fox may know. He's a Ford guy.
Yeah.
Street Fox.
Street Fox.
Street Fox is a cool guy.
He's incognito.
Yes, he
man.
is.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
He's
he
very
is.
under the radar. 8.8 in an A body is a pure abomination, but I get why people do it.
But I'm still trying to. Sorry,
You know,
guys. Trying to read comments.
You can put a 7 1/4 in there.
Wow.
I don't know. Not a problem, Buff. Got to keep you alive.
Got to keep Buff alive.
Yeah, he'll tappy tap you.
Yes.
Sam is saying 92 to 01 seem to be best. Well, that's great.
Okay. So, everybody in the chat who's already started thrashing for 2023.
Right
Hey,
here,
Turbo
guys.
Tom, have a good night, man. We're going to get that guy to No Name Nationals 2023.
Yeah, that one guy, Mohawk 62. I think y'all seen him start jumping in. He wants to be there so bad. He was at the No Name Nationals as a spectator
Yes.
because he didn't even realize this is something he
Super
could
nice
get
guy.
in.
So was Turbo Tom, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tom Cook.
Well,
Yeah.
we tried. I mean, people didn't hear about it. It wasn't for us not beating the drum.
That
Yeah.
was beside the point, man. Like Buck said on his live, I mean, honestly, he goes, if you didn't register, you know, there's no sense of doing it. Register, then we'll
Tell
everybody jump behind you and get you there.
Made all the difference in the world.
And
We
Oh,
had
it
one-
was huge.
We had one channel that was not going to register until he had 500 subs and sat at 416 all year long.
Yeah,
and
that was
regretted not registering
that was wrong.
Well,
Register.
because he didn't get on anybody's radar, didn't make any content. It just didn't happen. I hope he does it next year. That's the thing. There's going to be a lot of people that once this year happened, they're like, oh man, I needed to do this, this, and this, and then they'll make it happen for 2023.
Right.
Oh, it was, yeah.
But me and Lawrence be right here, man. If any of y'all guys is sitting here watching this right now that wants to go to the No Name National and wanting to make this happen, trust me. You contact and get on these lines, we will make it happen for you. One way or another.
But the thing is, you got to put the videos and stuff out. You got to put the work. I mean,
So, Malia, when it says ended up being in late September, the date changed exactly 5 days after the announcement
yeah.
because of some stuff that happened with track politics had nothing to do with the event on the scheduling. So we decided to reschedule our event to help out another group that was running the championship series, the Junior Dragsters. And so 5 days after the January 11th announcement, on January 16th, we announced the permanent date of September 30th and October 1st. That was 264 days out, and it never changed since. And as soon as the number appears here, we'll have a new date.
Malia is a fellow music aficionado.
Chill out.
I'm also really big into music. She likes a lot of good music too.
Smoke Ridge Garage, we don't know for sure if we're going to stay at 500 or not, but it's going to be at least 500. So if you want to do it, get to cracking because it's going to be at least 500.
Yeah.
And yes, Buff, you have to make. Buff says you must make your own content.
Yep.
Stolen content is not going to work, and it's going to be grounds for disqualification. I know that there's a short sampling feature. Why YouTube allows that, I don't know. It's theft, and it's not what this is all about. So out of 65 channels that were working at the No Name 500, 45 of them made it, and 44 of them did it with their own content. As Jay says, just start now.
That was interesting.
Malia, you would have a fun time. Definitely have a fun time.
Yeah.
It was a blast. I mean, everyone had. What was neat about it, I thought, is 99% of us really didn't know each other before this event, and then every week we're on different lives like this. You get to know each other, and by the time we actually went, everybody knew each other. Like you heard a voice, didn't see a face, and you're like, "Hey, that's JB," that's Lars, that's John.
I know that guy.
Have a good night, Smoke Ranch.
When I was checking people in at the gate all day Thursday and a lot Friday morning, I did not have to ask a single name when people rolled in because I knew who they were.
Yeah.
And even most of which I hadn't met in person, but it was easy.
That family reunion you wanted to go to,
It was the family reunion you did want to go to.
We were the automotive island of misfit toys, and it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I got to throw this one in there. Oh, LP94. Dusted the bike thing there for just a little bit. And then, what was it? Perpetual, not perpetual. Torque Racing Projects coming there, man, with that little airplane bike. Took it all.
Maxwell, where was that 25th race?
That's on a Monday, isn't it? Well, you know what? Our event is definitely not going to be on a Monday, so it can't conflict.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Hey, Buff, I don't know about that. I think the best thing to do is not worry about the music. But we've already got ideas for that, so I'll say don't worry about that. I'm already working on an angle that I think you'll like.
What was it saying about there are a couple of people that's complaining about that.
I'm already working on an angle for that.
Yeah.
Royalty-free music.
There's a lot of cool events everyone goes to, but I bet you everyone said their favorite event was this one of all summer. I mean, it is absolutely fun.
Well, John Elliott, on that copyright laws, there's also a lot of protections too on open air music being played, events open to the public and stuff like that. That's another side of that. Okay, yeah, but their claims, not strikes. Claims are, but it depends on if you're monetized or not, because they can keep your monetization. I took a radiator to a radiator shop one time, and they had the Doors playing on the radio, and they laid a claim against the monetization. So the video was fine, but they'll keep the money. Blake says none of my 3 videos got flagged. Blake probably made more content from this event than anybody, and none of his videos got flagged because I think YouTube has gotten smart enough to know when music is on an outdoor PA. I did a 30-some minute video at Jake's Dragway last year with outdoor copyrighted music played all day long through the whole thing, and I never got a flag. So
It's funny. I use just the absolute shittiest music in the app because I got nailed once, but I was using a lot of Rolling Stones. Hey, Orville Ryanbacher's in the house, everybody. But long story short, like I would get copyright claims, but I had a strike. I was making a video and I took a clip from a 1968 Ford Thunderbird commercial and threw it in there. Bam, copyright strike. This guy said he owned rights to it, all this stuff, and it was just a mess. But the claims, I mean.
Well, I'll tell y'all guys this one thing. You're not going to find AC/DC music to put over your videos. I don't know why, but it's not there. Because I was going to do Back in Black when I got my Blazer going, and it wasn't there. So, I mean, anyway. I'm done.
I agree, Malia. YouTube and their dumbass rules. Ollie's Garage. Ollie, you have to get out to the No Name Nationals next year, buddy. We need more Ford representation there.
That's right, man.
Oh, Barrows. I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Stay
Right,
away
Mike?
Stay away from the Eagles on YT.
Don will not do that. Not that I plan on using the Eagles, but Don will not do that.
I saw something recently where YouTube was talking about something for shorts that you can get partial monetization money or some metrics they had if it had 1 million plus views or something like that.
just so they can get more people to make shorts, probably.
I have no idea. I know they're pushing that stuff. We live in that world of 15 seconds of an attention span, but
Exactly.
Bigfoot Mark is asking, was there a Ford at NNN? Not a fast one.
all the fast ones were broke.
Yeah, because Jeff tore
What's
his.
up, Eric?
Yeah, there was fast forwards. They just broke before they got there, Mark. Eric's in the house. Ollie Garage. I might have a surprise in store for the No Name Nationals. That would be awesome.
That makes sense.
John, in your opinion, what was one vehicle that you saw there that just really surprised you speed wise?
Well, Punisher Le Mans would have surprised me if he hadn't broken. His car runs quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one that surprised me was Duddy's. For a car that wasn't sorted out at all and had a test drive as long as the driveway to run 8.0s all weekend was really impressive.
Yeah.
The Nacho was a little quicker than I thought it would be. I thought the Nacho probably run maybe 820s, 830s. He was running 790s, low 790s. Dodge Whispers surprising. That whole fleet over there, the whole Bad Tree group was running quick. Jeremy ran some good 60s. Although Jeremy's, I'm not trying to bust anybody's bubble, but everybody's 60s were a little bit off. I'll tell you why. As we were walking the track, they were using a down track block for the 60-foot block. The 60-foot block is supposed to be 3 inches above the track surface, and they were using a down track block that was 6. So what that means is any car that has a low enough front end or really anything was tripping the 60 with whatever was in front of their tires.
Yeah.
It could have been a bumper. It could have been a valance. It could have been a sway bar, anything. So it was making their 60s a little better than they were. So Jeremy's 159 was probably 162, right? Still really good. The car hooked up and went straight and all that, but it was throwing off your 60s. So if you're really a hardcore guy on your data, the 60 foots, keep that in mind.
Here's a question for you, Jeff. I know you rode a bunch of cars, man. What's one that surprised you?
NSB Super B.
Yeah.
That car was 440, 4-speed, 355 gears, drag radials, spraying it to the moon, and man, that thing just hooked. I actually slowed down one of his videos, and in that street car with 355s, it was pulling the front left tire off the ground.
Damn.
And that thing, I think his best time he ran was 747, I want to say. Sam's car was fast, but you know what? I've watched his videos.
Sam's car was quicker than I thought it would be too, a little bit.
I've watched his videos, and I saw some of his videos. Excuse me. And it's like, yeah, that car's fast. That car's definitely rowdy.
I didn't think that his 60s would be quite that good because I figured that his car would pick up good down track, but it was better down low than I thought it'd be.
It was booking along pretty good. I know the one car that everyone is giving him shit about is the popcorn wagon.
Yeah.
But if that thing would have ran good, that thing would have just been on fire.
Down in the 6s.
Yep.
Or white trash. The worst is 160.
Yeah, the NSB video, man. I tell you what, that car was fun. Absolutely fun.
Sam's car was it was in there. That's one that would turn some heads.
Yeah. Yeah. I know next year for a little bit of videoing, I'm going to do a lot more in car. And I actually did stick my GoPro in some people's cars, or stuck it on it. And I haven't done any video editing with that yet, but like I've got Mopar Joe and Austin, but I haven't really done much with that.
There ain't
50
no
shot of the hole helps a turbo car. Yeah.
That's right, Buff. That little S10 got your attention. Wait till this next one.
That trash truck's going to be fun. I think you're going to bring the heat next year. Yeah, Mark, Dean, that suspension was working really good, man. That thing was just getting with the program.
That little white S10, dude, he was getting on it in that burnout pit. Sorry, I misread what was going on.
Blake, I really should have, but I hopped into some cars where people were, right there. And I did ask, even though I'm all 5'9", $155, and I know for every 100 pounds it's a tenth. Hey, you sure? Because added weight. Oh my Lord!
Destroyer.
It's on,
Blake,
man.
next year, I'm going to hop in with you, and I have some ideas on that. We can definitely have some fun with. Just bring a phone book with you.
What was that? Before that,
Yeah, I agree, Ruben. Sometimes enjoying the event is fun. I mean, it sucked not having a car there, but man, I had a blast.
John Elliott's asking who is Sam. That would be Sam of White Trash Motorsports. Who's 5'4", 110?
Me, I'm not, but yeah.
Maybe.
I'm 6'9" on camera.
That's what she said.
Yeah. How are you doing, Eric?
I'll show you.
Uh-oh, we got a show and tell.
All right.
Yep. That'd be about the same thing, Blaker.
So one of these is not like the other. I was trying to switch to the HEI style, and here's the original one. They're not. This one will almost fit inside of this one. And that's actually, I took the number off of I have an MSD distributor, and I took it off and went to Jegs and said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, we got it. We'll send it to you. It's freaking wrong.
Imagine that.
Brad Bailey and his GTX.
Brad Bailey.
Are you talking about Brad from Poor Boy's Garage?
I think so.
And that was a Roadrunner.
But Malia, that if it's Brad from Poor Boys, yes, that thing was lightning.
He was
That
getting
thing,
it.
he was definitely getting it.
He
And,
showed
he
us
doesn't have a whole lot of drag racing experience, and I would go over and talk to him, and he would get in drag racing mode, and he was just bam, 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 bam.
Is that Poor Boys?
No, Destroyer.
Oh, Destroyer. Yeah.
No, I actually, my car, it's yellow. I wanted to park next to him. I wish I could have brought my car. I want to race him because we have a similar car. It's almost the same car.
That Poor
I want
Boys
to race him too.
They
I
don't
want to race
do-
all y'all.
with- pulling that car out of where it was, building it, and getting it there. Kudos to them guys.
Huge
Malia.
kudos. It'd still be sitting in the freaking weeds, and that's just so sad. That car
Yeah,
is
Malia,
beautiful.
That car is beautiful, and he's such a cool guy. It was an absolute blast getting to see that thing run. I'm calling out every A body Mopar there next year. Any Super B, because it's going to be the birds and the bees run. And, yeah,
It's on.
definitely going to have a whole lot of fun with that next year.
Let the bird fly, man.
The bird's going to fly.
I think
Yeah.
we'd have a good race with this dart here against yours. It'd be pretty fun.
Yes.
I'm heading out of here, y'all. I don't know about JB, but I got to get my butt to bed. Head back down the road to Oh,
Be good, man.
Good
Be
night,
safe.
Lars.
good seeing all y'all. Y'all be easy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so Destroyer, if you've not yet seen it, you can enter to win a Cope Racing transmission valve body.
I saw that.
Win a reverse manual with any
That's-
purchase if you put YouTube in the notes.
It's got a reverse manual valve body in it.
It doesn't
But it
have a
might be
Cope
nice.
reverse manual valve body.
No, and it would be so nice to have a spare because I guarantee this thing hasn't gone in a long time. Something's gonna get broke. And that's
But it would
probably
be-
what's gonna happen.
But it would also be an upgrade,
Huge.
and you can change it when you drop the pan.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know,
He
and the
builds
reason
good
I know
stuff.
it's an upgrade is because it's a Cope valve body, so it's an upgrade no matter what's in it.
Absolutely. Seeing that damn truck run, holy poop.
That is the crispest, smoothest, and the trans brake. I mean, just so nice. Like that thing
I
didn't
just-
creep at all when you hit the trans brake button on it.
I couldn't believe how good that truck ran for just having a 6.4 in it. That thing moved.
Uh-oh. Good thing you're calling out A bodies. Well, you got to start off alphabetical order there, Mark.
Yeah, he'll be going after the Newports and such in 2024. And the Dodge trucks, he'll be going after them.
I know you don't want to add classes. I know you don't want to add classes and all that crazy stuff, but there should be a big one, a big car class. 3,800 pounds and over. Who's the fastest one?
So I heard 24. Is nothing happening for 23?
Is nothing? What do you mean? Is nothing happening? No, he's going through the alphabet. So he's calling out
Oh.
the A bodies for 23. He'll get to the B bodies in 24. He said
There
the
you
big
go.
cars, so he'll get to the Newports and all the C body stuff in for for that year for 25.
Danny Boyd's here.
He'll get the D trucks. He's just going through the alphabet.
Well, then I got a whole bunch of cars to buy and start building.
Yes.
I'll just trade them.
You
Each
gotta
year I got to
stay
trade
one
one so I can race them.
Well, you got to stay one ahead of Jeff. See.
That's
So
hard to
we're-
do.
So bring your B body this year while Jeff's working on the A bodies.
Yeah,
Then
I'm
build your Imperial for the year after that.
going to be doing a B body here pretty soon. Breaker's in the house.
What's up, Raker?
Yep, Eric, 66 Coronet 4-door. Like a vintage
Ooh.
super stock build. There's a couple reasons why, but honestly, after seeing Mark's Jack Pine Savage, it's like I really like that look. Low deck
so
stroker.
beautiful.
Oh yeah. Good luck.
Ryan,
be good,
you having
Ryan.
a good night. It was a late night for all of us.
Ruben, I am going to go to the track AS a frickin' P, dude. I am chomping at the bit because I need to run this thing several times before November 18th because that streetcar takeover out here, and it's the last one at, well, Firebird, but Wild Horse Pass before they shut it down in April. So I have no choice.
Yeah. We challenge anybody.
Hot lap
Right.
call out on A body row.
Yep. A body row is going to be wishing they hadn't done that. Just park them, just line them up all in row one. Me and Andy with the
Ooh.
Fords and Bear Rose with the Fords will just teach you lessons. Yes, I'm talking shit now because it's winter time and that's what we got to do.
I was
to
gonna-
keep our spirits up.
I was going to ask you, how much track experience do you have, Jeff?
Quite a bit years ago.
Just wondered. Because that's always the fun thing when anybody goes to the track. I took my truck and I'm racing people. I had my daughter with me. And I just was like, let's go race. We got nothing to do. My wife, and my other kid were gone. Let's just take the truck and go race it. We treat everybody. Everybody we race 3 different races and treat all 3 of them in a 2500 Dodge, like a big fat pig of a truck and treat
I have
everybody.
my own tree now.
Dude, I want one so bad. Oh my gosh, I'm so
That's
jealous.
actually not even real. It was from Jimmy. He was cleaning out one of his extra part sheds, and that was part of a Christmas decoration that he had a dragster in his yard with.
Oh,
So
dude,
it does blink.
you can-
Yeah.
you can make a Raspberry Pi that will hook to that will automatically do and hook
Hey.
remotes to it. You can
Hey, you know what
practice.
I used to have, and I actually gave it to an old drag racer. It was an old Krondek timing system. It was a portable Krondek timing system.
Mm.
And it had the beams that you would set out, and you could control like a light, this little light thing, and it had a giant spool of wire, and you just set them up, and it worked.
Hey, Barrows has got an interesting comment here, but I think it's got the wrong angle on it. He says, "What if my Ford has a Chevy in it this year?" No,
Well,
your Ford should have a Chevy under it, and you should come with a monster truck in 2023.
That would be crazy.
Those guys used to campaign a ride truck. They know how to build a monster. So I'm like, they are monster truck people, him and Big B. They
Yeah.
should do a monster truck.
Wow. Hey, Street Fox, what's up, brother? It was so cool being able to meet a lot of people who come in the chat, whether they were there to race or just hang out. It was just, man, I'm still glowing over that event.
yeah, I am too. It was absolutely the best time.
For not
Hey,
having
there's
our
Frank.
cars there, and that killed me to not have my car there, but not having our cars there, I mean, it was as fun as it could be, I'll tell you that. I lived
Yeah.
Vicariously through others.
Danny
Well, the nice
Boyd
part
says,
about it is it really allowed. Sorry, one second. It really allowed people like Eric and I and any Malia. Have a good night. It really allowed us to do our homework. You know, who's quick off the tree? What are people's 60-foot times? What are they running? Are they going to improve next year? You know, that type of stuff. So while I was having fun, we were also doing our homework.
Danny Boyd says a comment. He says he likes the way
Yeah,
I
John.
think. You know what's better than that? What's better than that are these people that assign this way that I think that I don't, and then hate on it for others. That's much better. Believe it or not, that happens. Yeah, I've learned more about what I allegedly think than I ever actually thought by reading some hateful comments.
It was, it was fun. I mean, next year though, I think it's going to be a much, much larger event. I think, John, the stress that you went through with trying to do this is going to be amplified. We're going to all send you a dose of the Bear 84 aspirins just to make sure you ain't got to have a heart attack.
It'll be good.
I know.
Well, the thing
It's gonna be
I
fun.
really hope is that you and Dallas are not afraid to ask for help.
No, it's
And now that you know some of us, I think you know where we
No,
can help and where we can't.
it's-
But we
it's-
really
it's-
all want to make this is the best event it can
it's
be.
not that. It's not that. But there's some things that people just get. I know a person who likes to just throw everything and everybody and all this at the wall, and what they wind up doing is spending more time cleaning up the mess than moving anything forward.
Agreed.
I used to be on the board of directors for a small business group for years, and it is amazing. And I told them, I said, we spent 3 years getting to a place we would have gotten one if you hadn't just thrown every person, every idea, and everything at the wall. We spent 80% of our time cleaning up and backing into a position we should have gotten to in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And that could absolutely happen to this event if we just this, and then have to back it and clean it up. And when you do that too, it makes a lot more people mad. I'm already over my budget of completely unnecessarily mad people for no reason whatsoever, period. I definitely don't want to expand and franchise that any. So.
Well, I just was saying simple task. Like
Yes.
this, it'll get done. I'm not talking planning. I'm not talking the big
Now,
view of the event. I'm just saying, hey, can you help with this?
Well,
You know
we
what I mean?
did. We made calls over the PA. We needed help for certain things. that's going to be easier this year. Like for example, we set up for the burnout competition. We know what we need. We need 84 barriers, right?
Yeah.
This year we had 60 some water barriers, and then we had about 19 of the sand barriers, and that worked out fine. But we know what we need, and so we're going to be able to kind of say now how much time we have and all of that. We're going to need, we'll say, 6 people to help with this at this place at this time. And then when we need help with something else, say we're going to need 4 people to help with this at this place this time. So now that we can do that, that's a big help.
Yep.
Right. And that's kind of what I was saying, is just that type of thing where.
But, well, one thing too, there's a lot of things we're not going to need help with next year because we're going to be able to deal with them right up front. Like the tech thing was hard, but we've got figured out what people are doing when we open tech. We're going to streamline the tech cards. We're going to streamline that whole process. That's going to be a lot easier on me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting it straightened out.
Busted.
It's definitely going to be a blast.
I'll be right back. Hold on. Kids and wife just got home. I'll be right back.
Hopefully they're your kids and your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's they happen to be mine. So be right back.
Yeah, if you look back at that event, even for all the, things that happened, the personnel stuff and all that, everything really did go smooth. I mean, the only thing that was like, oh shit, was the big oil down, and that wasn't Big Block's fault. It's part of racing, but you just got to deal with it.
I figured we'd have more of those.
I did too.
I figured we'd have more.
But it was definitely fun. I know the one class I would have really liked to run in. Obviously, I was just going to do call out, but that 28-10-5 class.
You know what? Your car was, let's call it a second and change off of Redbeard, but you never know. If you could have gone to the finals against him, he had something. If he spun, if he broke the instant green tree, you never know.
Pull a red light Ricky and just sit there.
You never know.
I mean, that even going to a final like that is fun. I had a blast going to the final in the monkey bike challenge.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked, but I had a really awesome, fun time.
Blake makes a good point. The downtime is just spent hanging out.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. We could have had this event, had a huge rain out. And if we did, I'm like, you know what? Okay, we don't get to race, but at least we still get to cook out and have fun and stuff. So,
yeah,
not the worst thing that could happen.
Definitely would have been fun. Either way, really. I mean, a whole lot of fun.
I was reading a comment on I had to laugh this one. I was reading a comment on the troll channels. And they said there were a few nice cars there, but they seemed to just want to showcase the junk. I'm thinking,
how farther from the point of this event can you get?
Well, Eric, there were some haters. There were some haters, and I generally don't mix with drama or bullshit. But if it starts like going against some of my friends, it's like, fuck you. And I went on, and these guys will never come to something like this and talk shit or talk shit on someone else. So that's what I called them out on. I'm like, I went to their home turf and was basically like, hey, that's furthest from the truth. Oh, that's not true.
I had to laugh at that because everybody there was just completely on equal footing, right? So you can go into staging lanes and you can have those really nice looking cars, Joe and Maggie's from Family Garage. And then you can have some stuff that's just primered and ratty right behind it. Then you could have like the Brewers cars. The Brewers have one really nice looking GTX and one that's rougher looking in primer. And we just had everything all mixed together. It wasn't like a car show where there's that section over there where the white New Balance guys, with the mesh hats protect their stuff. And then, the infidel corner was nothing like that. It's just, I think that's funny the way that it's funny to read how people report the event who've decided that they want to hate it, even though they didn't go, and they decided to hate it before it happened. But it's funny to read the stuff they pick up on to report. I find that amusing.
What really irritated me was the fact that they supposedly know this event, but yet they didn't know the ins and outs. Like I showed you those ones where it was like, oh, it was an invitational only. Oh, it was a closed event.
Yeah,
it was this. Oh, it was that.
Right.
Like, no, it wasn't. It's like,
Nah.
if you're gonna shit down my throat, at least tell me the flavor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, though. I think that means your event has really resonated when you have people willing to make up so much stuff about it. So.
Yeah,
All they have to do is look at the videos. Just saying.
they do. That's just it.
None of them were fabricated. None of them were. It was just a camera going, here's what happened.
You mean there wasn't a stunt double there for me?
There might have been. There was a youngster on a mini bike. Looked kind of like you, but he was too young. He didn't have that beard. And I had a beard. I don't know what happened. We switched.
It's wintertime. I'm going into beard mode. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Sam. Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
What I hate though, really, is that I have to invest time in every one of those people. I have to, and it's such a drain. It's like, you'll have one or two of them pop up that you got to deal with during the week. So that's why it's so good on a Friday Night Live, to have 100 people in there or have a good time. That's great, right? That to me is like the reward for dealing with that during the week.
Yeah.
But if we didn't deal with them, then, it would be worse later. So
Jealousy comes in all forms.
Yeah, and like really, there was zero drama at the event. None whatsoever. Everyone treated each other with a lot of respect.
Yep,
Become
everything was great.
An extended family, basically. And there wasn't anybody there that wouldn't have helped anybody out or stuck up for somebody no matter what.
Nothing got stolen.
Nothing got stolen.
People left their stuff out. Nothing got stolen. Nothing got damaged. No one got in arguments. Nothing. We didn't have a single person there thinking that it's their job in life to keep it real and call people out because they're from wherever. We didn't have any of that kind of idiotic attitude there. We didn't have anybody who's addicted to drama there. None of that. None of that came, and it was all wonderful. Every single person got along. It was the best.
Yep.
And it really exceeded my expectations. I was surprised. I figured it would be great. I figured it would be 99% good, 1% something to deal with. Not at all.
Well, even if someone came there with that type of idea, when they got to hanging out and seeing how people interact with each other, even if they were thinking they were going to be that way, they would immediately conform because it's like, that's not what we're here for. And there was, a couple times I heard somebody, that's not what we're here for.
No, it was
Pretty
great.
simple.
It was great. What I like too is that nobody got hung up or got their ego invested in their cars so bad that they couldn't enjoy the event. I mean, because things sometimes don't work. Sometimes sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes things break. But the thing is if you came there only because of your machinery, then you weren't going to enjoy it as well unless everything. But if you came there because you wanted to meet your fellow content creators and have a good time and your car working and running and all that was a bonus, you had a great time. That was the attitude difference that made it for everybody.
Well, and part of this too is people are talking about, I left tools out. I left, this out. I left my son with what people would consider, strangers, but I've known them online,
Yeah. No problems.
And I'm very protective of my kids. I mean, he had a really good time. Like he has the itch of the racing. Like I've talked to John about this privately. I like sports, but I don't like the overwhelmingly push on kids of it these days. I'm not really big into the 24/7 gaming with a lot of stuff. So to see him really just like have that, like, oh, we got to do this. 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 And like now he's like bringing all his buddies over. Check out Dad's car. Like one kid I scared the shit out of tonight because I fired it up and he like went running out the back door.
Jason's exactly right. I mean, meeting everybody was important. That's exactly right. That's why we're trying so hard for everybody to get there, regardless of the car and whatnot. And yeah, that was what really mattered.
You're not in a bad place, Dan. My car's over your ego, and they're all POSs. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know. Like, I tell you what, like I went on quite a few ride-alongs, and that was probably one of the more fun I had. And I am gonna really make it a point to do that next year. Like the race with Jason and Jay was fun because like Jay was nervous, and then he spins, and he's like shit, you know, and then he just goes by Jason. And, you know, the trash truck one was fun. I mean, all of them are going to be fun. Like, I really, 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 really can't wait to do that again. It's not about who's going fast. It's not about who's going slow. No one gives a shit. It's just about having a good time.
Absolutely.
I did not, Wendy. I'll be cutting my hair tomorrow, but I'll be growing my beard. I probably won't do anything till March with a beard, maybe even May.
I'm just hitting summertime here. I can find my door's open. I don't have the air on.
Jeff,
It
you
was
said
snow flurries earlier.
you're cutting your hair tomorrow. I don't know what you mean.
There's a little bit up there. Like I usually do it every day. But I get very lazy this time of year with that. And hey, Big Block, I actually did a video of the in car, and obviously we can see you because you were way ahead.
They put some Mopars in a dry hop in the cul-de-sac. Kids were waving. Yeah.
You know, what's funny is like I live in a rural area. It's like this little, and actually my neighborhood was built in the late 60s, early 70s, but it was a campground, an old rural campground forever. And everyone's really, really cool about it. But no joke, there's one person that's not cool about it. And I found, I'm like, oh, and I found out who it was, and guess what he drives? A Tesla.
Yep. I was just going to say.
Frank, there were many times more spectators than participants. That's something I'll say here because it's funny what people say. That was the best gate at Jeffers that Dallas has seen in the 5 years he's been there. The thing is, it was so different about our event. Everybody who came out to meet the content creators was in the pits. So they were all in the pits spread out over 22 acres instead of sitting in the stands. They didn't come to sit in the stands and see the cars. They came to meet Blake and Duddy and Destroyer 1320 and Two Hacks and Andy and all those people. That's where the spectators were. The gate was actually really strong. And nobody would know it because everybody was down there hanging out with the people they see on YouTube.
Right.
I met quite a few people. And then if anybody kept tabs on how many people ran up to the tower to get shirts and merch from everybody, that was just cool to see.
Dallas did more. Cool. Dallas did more in T-shirts than any event all year. The track owner was happy. The concession stands, they ate so much they closed them down early. The event was more of a commercial success than people would have you believe because the stands were sparse. Just because the people who sat in the stands were the local people who come out to the track to just see whatever's running. But everybody who came and got will call and bought tickets to the gate to meet the YouTubers, they never went in the stands. They were all wanting to meet Just Mopar Joe and wanting to meet Square Body Chad and wanting to meet Streetcar Chronicles and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They wanted to see Irish's Ambulance, and that's where they all were.
Yeah.
Well, even if they didn't know some of us, the cars drew them, as you're saying, drew them over like, I got to go look at that.
The gate surprised me.
Well, I don't know where the one guy got his. I don't know where that one guy got his beer, but he paid a lot.
There was a one of those, fictional comments that said something about, well, it was on the Troll Channel talking about, well, the event was a failure. It didn't do well. The track. Let me tell you, that event did very well. If Jeffers had events like that year round, it's all he'd ever want to do.
Well, the thing is if you can easily call something a failure if from day one you said it's a failure and you don't go. That's like I mean,
yeah. Well, they decided that before the event happened, but
Yep.
the gate was good. The gate was strong. I talked to the track owner the day after. He was pleased. He was impressed how much we ate at the concessions. He was impressed at that, and also how clean the place was. I have never seen a track the day after an event with that many people and the pits were that clean. There was nothing on the ground.
yeah,
Nothing.
it wasn't dirty.
Cleanest I've ever seen the pits the day after. They didn't have to run a sweeper or anything. It was spotless.
It was a fun time. It was a fun, clean time,
Yeah.
and
family friendly, real important.
I
That-
agree.
because- because more people are bringing their kids. I know that a couple of the participants have now told me, says, "Hey, my wife wants to come next year." They wouldn't be saying that if it turned into a ridiculous locker room, bunch of rowdy guys that were all nasty. And you know what? It didn't. But now we have more families, more women coming. If more women come, that means more guys will come. If more kids come, that means you'll have more young men running there in the future. And that's how you grow something.
Yep. And for me, the family friendly thing, I used to go to a lot of drag racing stuff, mainly on the nostalgia side. Did a lot of Mopar stuff, all the big shows out east. But hello, Rich 220. But what was crazy about it is it's like I always did that on my own. Obviously, my son had just been born, my daughter was younger, but what I always like I told my son, he was joking on the way home, "Hey, when can I skip school to go do this again?" And I'm like, "Dude, you gotta work hard to play hard, and taking them to a place is going to be family friendly makes it a whole lot easier,
Well, it's something that I asked for the first year and asked people to just please respect whether they understood or not. But after a few years, you're going to see exactly why it's important.
Yeah.
When you see the mix of people that come out and give your event an opportunity, that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Maybe they will, Jason. I'd wear it on that monkey bike.
And it didn't take a thing away from the event either.
No. And the thing
Not at
is
all.
like, my
Not
son's going to be 14 in a couple weeks. So technically speaking, in a couple of years, he could be on the track.
Yep. Something else? I remember 318 Wheel Run, and since he said this on a live, I could say it here. He was really reluctant to want to film at the event, or not film, but he didn't want to do any live from there because he said, "I don't want the kind of language that's going to be in all my videos." I'm hoping that he says, "You know what? The event is going to be respectful and you don't have to worry as much." I think he had a good time and wants to come back. Talk to him once since then. So good. I want everybody to want to come back.
And
Everybody-
the thing is, like with the language thing, here's how I always look at it. I grew up around, dads that talk like that, but they're all good people, worked hard,
Sure.
played hard. And the context of what they were using that language is 95,000% of the time wasn't negative.
Right.
If I could sit there and joke around with Eric in the pitch, "Oh, that fucking sucks, man." That's different than saying, "Hey, fuck you." It's
Right.
the context of the language, So if my son's around that type of stuff and it's just in a lighthearted environment, I don't care. He knows the difference.
Context is one thing. I think, but for us to run a family-friendly, professional type environment will go a long way toward making a better event overall.
Right.
A family-friendly event is a good thing.
Agreed.
Absolutely. The thing I think I was so impressed with was the people who did break. They weren't heartbroken so bad that they just wanted to give up and shove their thing in a trailer and I'm done. I can't do it.
No, they had fun and we're
Oh.
gonna fix it for next year.
If they could fix it, if it was possible, they were doing it.
And like I go to a lot of nostalgia events by me, and you see people losing and they're packing up and heading home, right? You wouldn't see that there, but what's funny is it's funny you bring that up.
Good
And when
point.
I was talking to Jimmy about the race, and he said, "Oh, a lot of people leave by the time." I said, "No, nobody did." And he was telling me back in the day, you would get pit respect by your fellow racers if you were not the ones packing up and leaving. You were there staying to watch or help or just having a good time. They kind of viewed it as selfish, because maybe they broke and helped you out, but now you broke and you're just saying peace out.
No,
Well, that's
no,
the difference. Is this is a people like that are there for the money. They're there for the paycheck. They brought their car and all that to try and win a bag of money.
Yeah.
And they don't care about anybody else who's there. And this is, we care about everybody who's there. And there really isn't a whole big, huge thing of money. There is money to be won, but it's not to the point where you have pro mods and big name, Big Chief isn't there trying to race everybody to win money. You know what I mean? It's us. It's car guys who just love hanging out with car guys,
To Eric's point, there's things a lot of people never even realized happened. Like, for example, when Sam missed the chip draw for the small tire class, Roland is the one who got the bye run. And Roland didn't have to do it, but he graciously accepted a pairing with Sam in the first round. And that pretty well guaranteed that Roland was going out in the first round. But you know what? That's okay. And he did, and that Cutlass blistered him. But you know what? Roland is a guy who's very stand-up and said, yep, absolutely. I'll take that first-round pairing, and did it. If you went to a place and that race paid $1,600 to win and $500 to runner-up, and he still did that. So that you wouldn't see that anywhere else. They're
Absolutely
like, no, I got a free pass into the second round. And you're going to pair me with something that who knows how fast that Cutlass is. But it's like, that was a really stand-up thing to do.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And Buff made a really good point. Like, camera goes on, my sailor language goes away. In my videos, I try not to cuss a lot, but if I'm on a live hanging out with my friends, it's going to be me,
Well, I just think for the purposes of that event, we got one time to share a stage. We're open to the public. Let's not, turn everybody around before they get there.
Yeah. And, I didn't hear anything negative from anybody.
That was great. It was great.
My son kept on saying he wanted to race it. My son wanted to be on that track on that mini bike. And he's like, Dad, go talk to John. Go talk to John. Go talk to John. I'm like, you are not old enough. Just go talk to him. And I'm like, no.
That's a sanctioning thing.
That's what I kept telling him.
I'm Dallas wouldn't have let that happen. Let me tell you, the insurance for that event is not cheap.
No.
And it would, And so we have certain things we got to do. And so every sanctioning body is different. Some of them are bigger on some things than others. AHRA is big on helmets. That's a big one. There's two things Dallas is probably more strict about than other sanctioning bodies. And one of them is helmets. And the other is no antifreeze.
Yeah.
Because that stuff makes a track so dangerous. It is so hard to clean up. That's a thing we're going to try to get ahead of for next year is getting people to be ready to drop the coolant. Either do it before the drive down or do it when you get there, but be ready to run, like have your distilled water in, swap out after, whatever.
What
Dakota's asking if you got a helmet or certain ET. Well, I know that for a lot of tracks they have a certain ET for a helmet, but I will say that Dallas wants everybody to have a helmet. Because if you're racing a car that runs 11 in the 8th mile, but you're racing a car that runs 6s in the 8th mile and get hit by it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That car's coming up behind you.
It just makes sense.
Helmet. Just get a helmet. If you want to race, get a helmet. Go to your pawn shop, find a helmet, but you will need a Snell helmet. DOT helmets are not going to fly in 2023.
No.
Well, we only have an NHRA track out here, and I can't have one that's more than 5 years old.
Well, it goes by the certification. So, NSB is saying dates on helmets, FYI, 5 years. Deke gave us the spec of what it has to be. Yeah, they do expire.
Belts
There's a-
expire.
Dan had a good question. Dan says, "How do you get all the antifreeze out? There's always going to be some left in there."
You can't. Do your best.
And to answer your question on the Cadillac engine's garbage for racing, I mean, there's performance stuff out there, but they didn't really have a big camshaft. Their heads were very restrictive. Their intakes were the same way. They were torque engines, but I mean, if you know
It's
what
a
you're
truck
doing,
motor.
yeah, it was just a big ass cubic inch torque engine.
If Jeff or one of the mods would post it, the link is ahraonline.com is where the rule book is, because I think Danny Boyd was asking. ahraonline.com.
If somebody could post that, that'd be great. Because I'm absolutely technologically illiterate tonight.
I can try to post it, Jeff. You have to approve it. I'm not sure.
Bust
Yeah, but-
that, Jeff.
Hey John, make a just do a quick post, and I'll make you a mod real quick too.
Well, I was just going to see if it would do it. I don't know what it does. Let me try it to see what it does. I don't know what the other end of this looks like. Let's try it. Okay, so on the YouTube side, I see it, but I bet on the other, it's not approved. Let's see. I want to see what it looks
Well,
like.
he can click the three dots next to it and make you
He
a moderator.
can, but I'm doing an experiment because I can see it on the YouTube side, but I wonder if it's being held for anybody else. Can anybody see the comment I just put up above Brown Dog? Sam, Brown Dog, anybody? I put a comment up that says AHRA Online. If you guys can't see it, it's because it's holding it because it's a link.
I don't
And
see
only
it.
I can see. Yeah, see? There you go. Can you
Just
not
do
see?
a regular. Do a regular. Just
okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that was a neat experiment. I never knew the answer to that. Okay, I know that'll come up. That is interesting. I didn't realize it would do that. So you can see it on your side, or I can see it, but even the host can't. That's neat. Okay. That's how YouTube cuts a lot of the spam links out.
Yeah, except for when you're live and the bots come in.
Yeah, the bots do it. They do it a different way, but I don't like to explain what that different way is because it can encourage bad behavior for other people who want to do it.
Understood.
Ollie's asking, can we run the No Name Nationals without a cage? Sure, but you still have to go. You still have to follow the ET requirements. So I believe 1099 requires a cage. 1099 or 135 miles an hour.
Hey, John, try putting that link back in real quick.
All right, let's see what that. Let's try it again.
Yeah, Raker, I'm running Super Stock Springs on this too with a
How it'll
damper.
show up. Yeah, it does now. Okay, that's really interesting. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize how it looked on the other side of that. So cool.
Brown Dog's got a question. If anybody want to answer, is Copart a way to go or not?
Never dealt with them. What do you
I haven't
notice,
either.
Sawyer? Some guys
So-
swear.
I'm really good friends with TK's Garage on a personal level outside of YouTube. He's a good dude, and if you know what you're doing, yes. If you know cars and know what you're looking at, yes, you can get deals. But if you don't, you will get burned in 30 seconds. Just remember, it's the things you can't see that will bite you.
What? Block report? Yeah, don't block and report people.
Cage it is. I'll be doing the
Yeah.
same thing, Ollie.
Well, so AHRA actually has a slightly different rule on the roll bar than NHRA does. NHRA has a roll bar, I think, at 1149, and then a cage at $10.99, AHRA skips straight to the cage, which really, why in the world would anybody go to all the work of a roll bar when a cage is just about the same amount of work? I mean, it's like literally, what is it, 10% more work to do a cage than a bar? And
then
the
there's
bar, it's only a half-second difference in performance. So there's really no good reason to do a bar.
agreed. And then if you plan on going faster than 10s, if you hit the 9s, then you have to have more points in the cage.
Yeah. Well, cage is more weight. I get that, Dan, but it's only a half-second difference. And if you're concerned about weight, do a chromoly cage and TIG weld it.
When you hit a certain speed, it's almost better to buy a rolling chassis and go from there.
A cage is dangerous in a street car. You're right, Sam. It sure is. You can kill yourself not from the wreck, but hitting your head with no helmet on a cage bar. You're exactly right. It is more dangerous.
Yep.
But you can't have it all.
No, you can't. You just got to pay for it. Just wear a helmet on the street.
Under 10, you need the NHRA license. AHRA has very similar licensure standards, and AHRA will accept your NHRA license by reciprocity. Fun fact,
cool.
Go ask Dallas why I don't have an AHRA license. He hasn't sent me mine by reciprocity yet.
Hello, JC newbie.
Is it
318?
$9.99? Okay, yeah.
Your 18 will run. How you doing tonight?
That's good to know, because my buddy Project Nitrous that came with me to the event was so stoked. It has nothing to do with YouTube, but he goes, I'm making a channel. I want to go race. I said, tell me when. Let's go. And he has to have a cage. His is a pretty spicy Mustang, so should be fun.
No, Dan, NHRA doesn't accept AHRA's license, but AHRA accepts NHRA's license. That's because AHRA is cool.
They're not all about the money. They're about the racer.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I guess I didn't think that. I guess I was thinking $10.99. It must be $9.99. Yeah, $9.99 goes full cage. Yeah, just refer to the rule book. I'm just off the top of my head, but yeah, the rule book is free. AHRAonline.com. The rule book is right there, linked right off the homepage.
Easy there, Big Block.
Yeah, NHRA.
I'm telling you right now,
accept any of
if
it.
I would have brought my 1320, your Mustang was in big trouble. I'll just tell you that right now, brother.
Yeah,
I loved watching that Mustang run, but I know him and I had a call out before I sold my car. I would have smoked you, brother.
Yeah, that does make a considerable difference. You know, so you don't just have a half, you have a second and a half before you have to, add the hoop and the other bars and stuff. That does make a significant difference. But I still, for that much work, I'd still do a cage.
Yeah. Jay's saying he's got 3 people to convince to start a YouTube channel. I've tried to convince some people on that.
Yeah.
I was telling about the event, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like a lot of fun." I'm like, "You got to do it." And like, a couple of them are really thinking about it. And one guy's,
If they're not self-motivated, they're not going to do it. And I hate to say that, but it's just true.
A shorter wheelbase can be harder to drive, Brown Dog. For example, it really depends the car, but if you look at the mid to late 70s, NHRA banned the Dodge Colt and all those little cars. They were such a short, small wheelbase. They were running D-stroke Hemis, I think 366 cubes, but they were just a handful. Rod Shop Dodge had a real fast one, and they started running, I want to say, UDRA circuit after that. There was a lot of smaller sanctioning bodies welcomed with open arms because they were fun to watch.
Well, 318 wheel run on that, it's the door bar that's the pain. It's not the main hoop or anything. It's that freaking door bar, unless you have the points that come down from the dash. So I don't think it's a lot different really there.
I hate my door bar. It is a pain in the butt.
I hate them too, but I hate swing out door bars even worse.
Ollie, that's a good question.
Never had one.
That's a really good question, Ollie.
Me neither.
I think Ollie, the way it's going to be geared for the 8th, I'll run out of gear in the quarter, but it's definitely rowdy.
But you could do math and figure out what it would if you had the right gear and know what you need when you go to the quarter.
Right. I've done that a lot. Eric, I got a new center section right now I've got the traction lock, the billet traction lock with 430s, but it's getting a spool of 488s.
Very nice.
Let's plug Cope's giveaway again. I saw it flash up on the screen there.
Yeah, let's do that.
So if you click on the current comment, it'll hide it and it'll put your wallpaper back up.
Everybody in the chat needs to go enter to win a Cope Racing transmission valve body. Go watch his video and comment in the comment section. And not only will you win a Cope Racing transmission valve body, Eric Destroyer 1320 will show up to your door naked and hand it to you. Okay, that second part's not true.
Probably won't happen.
Any purchase made through the end of October at coperacingtrans.com and you put YouTube in the notes will enter you to win. It's a reverse pattern manual valve body.
Now, if Blake won, I may show up in a banana hammock, but that's about it.
Yes.
Please don't video.
NSB 2810.5, Mickey Thompson's. Thank you, Tim. How you doing tonight? Danny, my only automatic is a Toyota. Dakota's time in. So who is Dakota's time in? Is that Dakota's time out?
That is Dakota's time out. Yeah.
Okay. I figured so. And actually, Dakota, when I take this center section out, I'm going to eventually put in like a 355 or something, or a 373 for the street. But then again, I said I was going to run Cooper, my set of wheels with Cooper radials on it on the street, and I run drag radials and Pro Track front skinny. So
that's the only issue I have right now. I got to get rid of these W's on the back.
So what do you say, Destroyer? Are you thinking about bringing the car next year?
Let's just say, whether it's this car or a car is coming with me next year. I will not show up without a car. Okay. It's happening. Period.
All right.
It killed me. I felt like the like this big. Well, about half Jeff's height. Brother, totally kidding. Love you.
No, I like it because, like, the 66 Coronet, real quick, and not to interrupt you, is partly because of I like the Jack Pine Savage, and it's like, okay, I got to really do that. But the other part is little guy, big guy on camera, big car. So I'm going to stick with big car builds for a while.
There you go. Surprisingly, everybody's like, I thought you were shorter. I had the opposite of you. You look taller on camera. I look shorter. I'm like, yeah. What?
I think Mopar Joe had the same thing going on too, or somebody did.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah, he's like
Joe's
really
6'5".
tall.
Hey, I got gaps all over. I got one here.
Eric got the meat-eating teeth.
I'm ready.
Pro Stock early 70s is the stuff. Yeah, the Pro Stock early 70s was extremely kick-ass.
Oh, yeah, doing a police car thing. Yeah, that's cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, the Jack Pine Savage is gorgeous. Like, Mark, I'm going to play off some styling cues you had. So if you 2024 car, when you see that, if you want to punch me in the face for, like, stealing your ideas, that's fine.
So I had met Joe long before the No Name Nationals. I knew about he's 6'5". He's pretty tall. But Ken was there, who's 6'6". Ken's brother was there, who's 6'10".
Yeah.
He was a mountain of a dude. Oh, yeah.
Nice guys, yeah. That's the thing about YouTube, though, is nobody's height matters. Like, Barrows is not a very tall guy either. But, everybody was all different heights, whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
Russell from Outfits Garage, he's about 6'3", 4".
He's a big
pretty
dude.
good size. Yeah, Russell's a big guy.
Big
So
dude.
Blake, yes, I will join A Body Row, but I'm not going behind them because that's where everybody had issues.
JMJ isn't that tall in person. What do you mean? Joe is tall. He's not that tall in person if you're Ken or Ken's brother.
Ken's brother was, those two guys right there. Holy cow, tall guys.
Tall Garage is the short brother.
I know. Well,
that's
Dr.
what I
Armstrong,
asked him.
too.
I asked him, and he goes, "Tall Garage is him," and he pointed to his brother. I said, "Yeah, agreed."
Tall Garage is the short brother.
Yeah. Well, J-Bo, he's a tall guy too.
Yeah, Blake, I think, is about 6'1". So is Jeremy. Those guys aren't short. None of them are.
See, the thing is, us little guys have the advantage. You were a
Yeah.
tenth or 2/10 quicker.
True.
Jeff and I are
I
about
need
the same height, but you could make two Jeffs out of me.
I gotta lay off the
Been
ribs
race
and
weight.
pork shoulder for next year because
I've been
I
race
need to
weight.
pick up some time.
I'm just staying in race weight. That's what I'll put it as. It's funny. My dad was over today, and I was telling him, kind of the plans for the 66, and he's just like, are you going to drive it? And I said, well, yeah, the first year. He said, but I got to get Jeffrey behind the wheel, so he can start learning this. And his eyes lit up, and I'm like, Dad, I was that age driving that stuff. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, well, I'm a lot less anxiety prone than him, so it'll be fun.
No,
Man.
he's thinking, see what I created?
Yeah.
I weigh as much as an 8-footer.
What's the most common engine blow up you guys have had? Well, honestly, I haven't really blown up many engines in the past, but at the No Name Nationals, there was an epic oil down by Big Block 402. It was pretty damn good. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, boy, that was a good one.
I gave him a second trophy. It was a huge bundle of Roadkill Customs rags
Oh,
that
no.
I was out on the track soaking up the oil, and I threw them all in
man.
his truck.
Oh,
No, Brown Dog, no disrespect at all with that, because it was just fun. I mean, he hung out the whole rest of the time. We were at the award ceremony giving him shit. He's laughing about it, So, yeah, it was definitely fun.
It's a team
No, I
atmosphere.
said the one motor I did blow up. My dad got mad at me because it was a fresh 340 and a 68 dart, and he was not happy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
5'10" and descending.
You need to get one of those inversion chairs. Sleep like a bat.
That's a good idea. Of course, I'd probably pass out, but
Yeah.
of course, if you see me on a live and inversion chair, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
After the burnout, my timing was at 45. Ooh, That's
I heard
a
it
lot.
when-
I heard it during that burnout. You heard it start going.
how
I
did
don't
your
like this.
how did your timing get there? What happened?
I wonder if it jumped a tooth or something.
That's scary, man.
shot up. Definitely shot up. Eric, it's nice. I actually have, I redid part of my garage. I showed it to John. Make it more YouTube friendly. And it's kind of funny is like, I got brick paneling, like the 70s brick paneling, and put it up, But
I
I
can
got
see
a
it over
laptop
there.
out here and all that now. So it's like I can actually do lives. It's like perfect timing, winter time. I can actually come in and do lives.
Check it out.
That's awesome. I'll jump on anytime you let me.
Anytime.
Here is the Two Hacks Garage.
Yeah.
Hey Jeff, you go over to mine,
Very
you can do
nice.
solo layout, and it'll make that whole thing large.
Yeah. How do I? Oh, the solo layout.
Yep, try it.
What
or
do
just
I do?
click the little face
Jeff.
on the bottom. See how that doesn't have anything
So-
in it? Click that.
Yep.
In his where you can see him, there'll be
Yep.
a little like grayed out. There you go.
So Jeff is learning how to use StreamYard tonight. So anytime
Yeah.
there's a chance to do a trick like this, we're bringing it up.
Yeah.
You're watching Jeff's his first run with StreamYard. Doesn't that garage look good?
Yeah,
It
Look
looks
at that.
pro. Jeff doesn't play around. He
No,
I don't
doesn't play
play
around.
I don't
And-
play around.
Ooh.
I like
That's
the
what I
HRA
said.
banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
I gotta step
gotta-
up my game.
You know what? It's like I've said in videos, like this place is a freaking dumpster fire, and I'm like, I have to change this, And so I
Your
did.
backyard is so pimp. It's like, oh my
I
gosh.
know. I did not
Exactly.
hardly use that this summer the way I intended to because I was always busy. And but yeah, I'm like figured, I'll get this done and I'll be able to YouTube it and do all that cool stuff.
Breaker,
Oh.
unfortunately, I can't. I can't run anything in my own thing. Believe me, I've thought about it, but I think the best thing to do is just go there and work and everything to make it for you guys. And I'm at peace with that. And because I planned for that from the beginning, I was completely at peace with it when we were there. What I do want to do is get some stuff tied up by the end of the year so I have more time just to work on my own stuff.
That's the struggle,
It is.
no matter what.
It is a struggle sometimes. Like right now I should be thrashing, but I don't have parts in, So like sitting here, it's just killing me.
Hey, Big Block Steven, if you want some help with that, I'm glad to help you. I've got a little bit of experience using StreamYard. I'm glad to help you.
Me as well. I'm always willing to help. Green screens, all that, anything goofy like that, I do quite a bit.
Street Fox, let me know what you got there. That's interesting. Let me know what you got, what you're asking, all that good stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for a 2-car enclosed trailer with some way to sleep in it.
You looking for a double that's like 30 feet long or a stacker?
Stacker.
Whew, okay. That won't be cheap, but those are nice.
Used to
No,
travel-
but it's investment in the future, because
Yes.
when I get old enough and hopefully someday retire, I seriously want to just travel around and race and have fun and do what we're
That's
doing.
great. Yep, that's great.
When I used to be doing a lot of the drag racing stuff, we traveled in. It wasn't mine, but I was in it every weekend. It was a big like Mercedes toter home. It was like an apartment, right? Like slide outs. You could sleep a shitload of people in there, and then it had a double stack that pulled behind it, 4 cars. And it was neat because like to do the double stack, half of it comes down. Get in it. I'm tiny, so I was always the guy that had to do it. And you get up there, and there's a little ladder in the front, come back down, and start loading cars. We only did 3 in it because the front was always full of shit.
Yeah, I'm looking to go racing with my my buddy that came with me.
You know what's funny?
Same way, Buff.
I think No Name Nationals itself is going to sell a lot of 2-car trailers because there's so many people that want to bring more than one to this one event because it's the only one. Everything else are like, well, I'll bring this car to this one and that car to that one. But this event, there's like, no, I want to bring both of these this one place this one time, so they want a 2-car trailer.
That's what I've been sending links constantly to Micah because he's got his one truck he never has on film, and he's got like a 2019 or 2020 Cummins that's fully loaded, all decked out. He never drives it, and I'm
He's
like,
got
dude,
what he needs.
I'm like, we need a double car trailer.
Well, I was looking around here, and the trailers here versus the trailers out in even Missouri. I mean, if I would have been able to drive out there with my truck, or even my buddy, he has a diesel, dude, we would have came home with the trailer because it's about $5,000 less in the Midwest.
Yeah. Sometimes if you find them in the Midwest, depending where it's at, you got to see if they've been taken care of because if they had a lot of crappy weather, it just
Oh, I remember Rust. Oh, I remember Rust, brother. Salt. Ugh.
I mean,
So-
Mike has got a nice single car hauler. And, I mean, it's a little tall for my liking, but it works. But we repaint that and rebuild the wood. We do everything probably every 2 years.
I got to tell you, no trailers are cheap right now. They're all crazy expensive.
See, I got out of cars.
Everything.
I got out of cars for a long time, and I had a very nice lightweight car trailer, low, great dovetail, and winch, everything. And I sold it like an idiot. I should have never done that.
Well, Blake, I got a 2500 6.4. I don't have a 35, but it does what I need it to do for now until I go diesel.
I mean,
Unless I go electric.
there's your 34 footer that's a bumper pull.
Right there,
I mean,
man.
That's not cheap.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what you need.
Let me. Yep, that's exactly what I want.
Takes a lot of truck to pull that, though. Look how much tongue weight you've got on that thing.
Yep.
It's not.
Need some bags on that truck. Put some bags on it.
And the price on it
Actually, Brown Dog, a lot of people did have open trailers.
for an open trailer, $10,695 for an open trailer.
That's
Brown Dog,
15.6 out here.
there was a mixture of a lot of open, a lot of enclosed, a lot of pure race stuff. Thing there. I mean, car wise too, people. It was a really good event that kind of showcased everything.
I mean, even a 7 by 18 foot big Tex is $3,600. I mean, what in the world? We're just living in a stupid time. Look at that.
Yes, we do.
None of it makes sense.
When a big
No.
Tex 18 foot open trailer is $3,600.
That's why I
Yeah.
rent U-Haul trailers. I mean, I'm not that far from the track, but I rent a U-Haul trailer,
Seriously.
chuck it on and go, and I'm done.
I'm going to start writing them under your name and not returning them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be like, so how tall was he?
Well, yeah,
So,
he had
I
a
was,
phone book.
Did he have a great radio voice? Just asking.
Yeah. We got to do that again next year, though. That's going to be fun.
oh yeah.
I actually want to do a podcast with you sometime. Like, I want us to
We
start a
should do it.
podcast. Just food for thought while you're sitting out there in the snow.
I'd love to do that because I was going to do a podcast. I'm not going to say the direction. It wasn't car related. And I was going to do it in a way so nobody could see my face for a lot of reasons what the topics were. But I was going to be doing in my kitchen while I'm cooking, and you just see the back of me when I talk. And it was going to be your daily dose of orange juice, get off the Kool-Aid, and hop on the OJ, Ovaltine Jenkins.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally down if you ever have that idea. I'm looking
I
to
would do it
get
in a
into
heartbeat.
one. I'm looking to get into one because no matter if it's cars or not, there's a lot of other things, and I think a lot of us need to branch out outside of cars. I hate to
Yeah.
say that, but we have our car thing, and that's amazing. But they're going to hold us down because we're internal combustion guys. It's just what it's going to be, unless you're some rock star, something or other. Most of us are going to be where we're at, and I'm happy to be right here with what I'm doing. I don't want to get huge and have all these people clamoring all over the place. I like being where I'm at, but I know there is more to this.
Right. Oh, I totally get it.
I got to pause for the cause here. Nature is on call waiting, and she won't hang up. Be right back.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, Barrows, a lot of us starting YouTube channels was branching out to get out, Not many people probably had been on camera much. I am going to call it at 12:30, guys, because I do have to get up super early and actually go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So 12:30 is when I'm going to call. And I was up super late last night with some guys on a chat. That was freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was
With
pretty
Stumpy.
crazy. So you never know what you're gonna miss if you miss a live with Square Body Chad. If you've ever seen J-Bo and somebody impersonating him sitting right beside him in a square wearing the same sweatshirt and glasses and headphones and hat.
Dude, that was epic. That was absolutely epic. Yeah, Blake, it was great. It was really, 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 really good.
Yeah, Big Block 402 was hanging out in there. Hey, did you know that somebody can talk to J-Bo about a colonoscopy for an hour? I sure didn't.
We all did. And we were giving them advice and visuals.
Yeah, we if you missed that, you just have no idea.
Yeah, there might be a lane 5 in the pits call. Colonoscopy, lane 5. Yeah, that was good at Buff. It was pretty funny.
yeah, J-Bo was he was in rare form. J-Bo was great. Yeah, we just adore him.
Thanks, Dakota. No, it was very, very funny. And some of that stuff is absolutely funny. I still do like the idea, and I know it probably won't happen insurance reasons, but can you just imagine a mechanical bull in the back of that truck?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the mechanical bull is there. The problem is we talked to the track owner about it, and you got to really have a dedicated, experienced operator for the bull. Because he said that if you don't, you can have people getting flung across the room, clear off the pads and everything else. And that's the problem with the bulls. We needed an operator. We had a mechanical bull there, actually, but we needed a proper operator.
I agree.
We got some things planned for next year I think you're really going to like. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm ready for it. I'm absolutely ready for it.
Now, I had my headphones on so I could hear everything. Now, the thing that I think not bugged me, but was unfortunate is that Jeff, myself, Ryan, Blake, none of us got to get up in the tower and really talk. And I know there was a lot of circumstances and things going on, but I think it was it's something that I really was looking forward to that I
you got to call the burnout contest and Jeff down there. So, well, that works great.
No, that worked perfect. And I'll tell you right now, if he's down,
I'm down.
When he's not doing burnouts, I would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I think we would.
Part of the thing is that I think we've got to work out how we do lane control between rounds. That would make all the difference in the world. And then that was how I wanted to do that. The way it worked out, it was going to be impossible because what happens is that with all the YouTubers being participants, how do you arrange them, right? So that becomes a real scheduling problem. And you can't give a block of time because if the track is laid open and because we're short staffed, then if you have an oil down, you can't put a time on the calendar. So that becomes really hard. But we'll work that out. It's just you got to run one to know what. Some of it you just have to run till you get a structure.
Yes.
Oh, the cherry popped. The cherry is popped, and it was. It's going to be hard to beat that one. It's kind of like the original Top Gun or the original any movie it is. It's kind of hard to top it, but I think you guys can do it.
Here's a big one that I want you to keep in mind. The best possible turnout for the burnout competition, without a doubt, that Friday night, you couldn't have had a bigger turnout than where it was because it shuts the entire event down on the day in the middle when everybody getting there late and everybody leaving early will all still be there. So, like, that is the maximum ordinance possible for a crowd shutting down the racing for the burnout competition on Friday night. You right? So, okay, we've had people say, well, why don't you just move the burnout competition to the last day? I'm like, okay, that benefits 3 people who don't want to break a car, but it hurts 50 people or 100 people who wouldn't be there.
Right.
So to me, I'm like, let's just encourage more people to bring their only car for burnout, because what I see is the cars in the burnout can do grudge racing all day on Friday. The
Right.
cars running 28, 10, 5 aren't going to be in the burnout competition anyway. The cars doing bracket by next year are not going to be winning in 28, 10, 5. And most of the bracket cars won't be in burnout, but even if they are, it's the end of the day. So to me, I think Friday still works out really well from an event standpoint to keep burnout on Friday. Because unlike every other event in this country, this is the only one where the entire event shuts down and makes the burnout competition the centerpiece of the event.
Agreed.
The
Everyone
only
else just
one.
puts up barriers and says, go do what you want.
Everywhere else, it's just a sideshow going on over here. That's not the way it is at this event, because there is no second class anything. So to me, that was important. And that's part of why it makes it hard to shuffle it around like that.
Well, in providing we're at Jeffers and providing things are the way we're wanting them to be for next year, I have ideas as well to improve upon what we did.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's some new rules coming to it. There are some things.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
John knows I was talking people out of the. I'm sorry, I was talking Izzy out of the pit. Great job. All right, you're done. Let's move.
Right. Busy
You're
zooming
scaring me.
moves on the bike area over there. All right. But no, we actually got some other ideas. I don't know if I've talked with you yet or not, Eric, but you're going to really like what we got. I think you'll like the idea for next year. Some ideas we have. It's everything that last year was, only more of the good. I think you'll really like it.
It's going to be
Awesome.
so much fun.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I used to go, well, still do, but last year, no. A lot of music festivals, a lot of concerts. And you buy a 4-day pass to a big music festival, and that's like all summer long. I can't wait to get there. And it's like, this is much better than that. You know, it's like, oh, I just can't wait to go because I know the people going, you know.
Oh yeah. The other thing I think I want to touch base on while we're talking is, and I know the track owner had an issue with it, but I'm like, we need non-copyright music for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with that.
I mean, I know it's hard to do, and it's
I hear you. I've
That's
got
very
some
hard to
ideas. I got some ideas I'll share with you, Eric, but you'll see. I'll tell you later. We've got some good
problem.
ideas. There's a lot of ideas let me tell you something. Just because I'm not telling you this, don't think I don't have the ideas. There are ideas that are not good to put out early for a reason.
Yes.
So
I understand your strategy.
see what
I
I'm saying.
I saw
Dakota,
your strategy in motion. Sorry, go ahead.
Dakota, thanks for popping in, and we won't time you out here. Maybe not.
Nah, don't count on that.
Hey, we got 3 minutes, and Jeff's got to sack out here.
I know. I got to get up super early in the morning.
So, Jeff, kind of off subject, how are things looking in your world? Because my wife works for one of the bigger companies, and I know you know who she works for, but
Yeah.
they're getting ready for some pretty drastic yeek.
Oh,
I was going for it and they got him.
are you referring to the same company that I partake in?
Well, there's one I work for. She works for one that makes the little things that go in the things.
Oh, yeah. From a technology side, I can tell you this right now, like, we're really hung up because we're a major buyer of a lot of those large companies. And we are hung up on getting equipment for all our different rollouts. I mean, just stuff that normally is even, you can find it everywhere, nowhere. In fact, we have companies asking us if we have extra stuff. Like, no, we need as much as we can get.
Hey, Barrows, one thing I'll say about this, I don't know if you were in here earlier.
It's scary, Eric.
But
It's scary.
Barrows, so as far as a spectator goes, a lot of people don't realize this. Our spectators were people who came to meet the content creators. That was the best gate that Jeffers has had since Dallas has been sanctioning it. They were all in the pits talking to the content creators, okay? That was the biggest gate Dallas has seen there, but they weren't in the stands. They were in the pits. We're not nearly as dependent upon the local. We had a will call list from half the states in this country who came and picked up tickets at the gate. Now, having locals turn out is great. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just understand this event is not nearly as dependent on that as a lot of events are. Because this event has all the viewers that come with the content creators.
Agreed. No, it's everything. I feel everything is going to, and John has said it, especially on your first live after we got back, is we want to do what we did just a little better.
Yeah, we
There's
don't want
no
to make
reason
any
to-
wholesale changes.
Absolutely not. I agree with you.
No. You don't take something that works really well and then just change all of it to change all of it. No, there's improvements we're certainly going to make. And I have all kinds of good ideas. The problem is, I know other people who do this. You start talking about your ideas or about what you're thinking, it just gets a mess. How about this? If you think that the ideas for the first event were good and they worked out good, have a little faith in the ideas for the second event. And as soon as you see a number back here, we will start phasing them in as we get there.
Let's just say if you missed this event, you're not going to want to miss the next one. Just look at as I always say to everybody, well, how'd it go? And I'm like, go look at the content. Type in No Name Nationals and watch until your heart is full.
See, that's another thing too. So we have people say, well, how many cars? How many cars? How many cars? Look, here's the thing about that. The track made an announcement. It's not a secret. The track announced, I think, 105, and that's processed cars, tech cards. There were more than that because there's a lot of them that didn't do tech because they were done display. The problem with the how many cars thing is this. This event was not just about how many cars. This event was about all the content creators. This was not an event made for things people. This is an event made for idea people. Now, anybody is welcome to come out to it. Whether you're an ideas person, a things person, or a people person, you can still come out and enjoy it. But this event was made for ideas people. And if we start just saying, oh, well, let's rank it this versus that, people start deconstructing it and judging it on entirely the wrong things. What you should judge this event on is based on the content that the people put out and what people are saying who went to it. That's what you should judge it by.
100%.
I knew the first week of registration by the channels that signed up in the first week. I said, we've got a great show that spectators would be happy to pay to see the first week. And it only got bigger and better from there. And I did not have a single spectator who did not have a good time and enjoy that event and everything. Not a single one of them.
Yeah, you'd have to really seriously just hate yourself.
I had somebody
in
tell me one time, if I don't have a channel like Cletus McFarland there, that, spectators wouldn't be happy. You know how many people ask me that? Absolutely zero. They were have way too good a time watching everything and everybody else.
Other than the 500 subs to participate, not go, I think there's a lot of people, you know what I'm talking about, John. Other than the 500 subs to participate, it didn't matter if you were a racer at 500 subs or 50,000 subs. Nobody gave a shit.
Nope.
It was just, hey, you're Eric, you're John, you're Bad Tree, you're Big Block 402.
That's it.
That's all it was. You're Barrows,
That's it. That's it. Once you were there, you're a fellow content creator. So while there's other events where they hire in the talent, and then they sell tickets to fans. That's not how this event works. This event is you have all these fellow content creators, and then you have spectators too.
Yeah.
So you don't have talent and fans and then spectators. You have fellow content creators and spectators. So there wasn't any hierarchy there. Like you've got Lucor in the pits, has 30,000 subs. Okay, well, Lucor is next to, say, Buff and Irish, who have around 2,000, right? I mean, there's not any hierarchy in any of that. It's great. It's fine. Bad Tree's got 4,000 subs. Next to Family Garage, it has 1,000 subs. You don't walk through those pits and see anything pulling rank on anybody there. Once somebody got in and got with the whole notion of the being a content creator, Mark being modest, Mark's got his subs. But the point is, once you got the whole thing and wrapped your head around and invested in being a fellow content creator, then you're good to go. That's it. That's just that. But that contributed largely to why everybody had a good time and everybody got along and there weren't any problems, because just to be a content creator, you have to have a certain amount of accountability. You have to have a certain amount of good conduct, and you give up a little bit of anonymity, and that tends to keep people a little more in check because they realize how much work it is for other content creators. And it creates a little bit more respect, because once people have earned their first 500, they're like, wow, now I know what it took for Bad Tree to get to 4,000. Now I know what it took for Destroyer to get to 4,000 and for Jeff to get to 2,000. And they're like, wow, yeah, okay, I get it now. And that, I think that went a long way to making the event what it was.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, I honestly was a fan of every content creator there.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
as a content creator, I was fanboying on everybody there.
They're all cool.
Yeah, I mean, in their own right, they have their own thing that is, I don't know. It just was so damn cool.
And if you look at
to
the
be part of
cars
it.
or monkey bikes people brought, that's a part of their personality.
Yep.
If you would have seen Big Block 402 show up in a 1974 MGB with an LS swap, we'd all be like, that's not him. You know?
Yeah.
If you'd have seen, Eric Destroyer show up in
in anything but a Dodge. Yes.
Right. It is an extension of everybody's personality. It really, really is.
Hey, Dean, over on that other channel you hang out on, they're saying there were 30 or 40 cars there. It just depends where you get your information. The track announced 105, but I believe that's how many they actually had registered. There were more there. They just didn't go out on the track or turn in tech cards or anything.
Yeah, Eric in a V6 Camaro.
Wouldn't happen, but yes.
Yeah.
Unless I had to get there and there's no other donkeys available.
Yeah.
Buff has an
right.
MG and an LS.
But that's what I thought was cool. I mean, it's just so much fun.
But Buff, does your MG have the 3 windshield wipers? I know that some of them in the 60s had 3 windshield wipers because the windshield was so short. The only way to get the sweep area, they had to have 3 windshield wipers. And you know what it reminds me of when I see an MG with 3 windshield wipers? It reminds me of what was that, Arnold? Total Recall.
Exactly.
Eric knows what I mean. That's all I can say.
Total Recall. Oh,
Makes perfect sense.
that was one of those movies because I was like 9 when they came out, and you watch it and you go, "Man, I hope that's happening." Like when I've been, That's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of movies, I have to say, some of the content that has come from this race, I would almost put up against some of the movies that are out.
Yes.
Seriously.
Blake and Ryan from Streetcars, everybody that did
mind-blowing to see their growth as
mind-blowing.
content creators.
Perpetuals did a good one. Everybody did one.
Everybody is stepping up their game, and then that person steps it up. So the next person goes, okay, hold on, let me redo this, and they step it up. It's It's great. It helps all of us.
It does. It does. And for me, I've always just done everything on my phone and an app. But I got, like I said, I'm high tech. I got my laptop, and if I can do a live, I'm gonna learn how to edit stuff really good. I just got to get some more camera equipment. So
Let me know. You want to talk offline? Let me know, Jeff. I have
definitely.
all kinds of. I've used pretty much every editing program, and I've wasted so much money on cameras. It would make my dog yak.
Yeah. Oh, I know how it is. I just can't wait. It's like all my winter time is finishing up this thing and then just getting prepared. And yeah. And Blake, yep. We're just gonna have this, like, what's gonna happen?
Brain trust.
It's
Yeah.
going to be this brain trust. And what's going to happen is there's just going to be what happens for 2023 between all the channels. The content that comes out of it is just going to rival anything you see.
Yeah.
And like I like the videos I saw that were just the production quality was like, holy fucking shit. Blake and Ryan, like, it was like, that's really, 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 really good. And the music and how it like hit at certain times, the aerial footage, which I am going to steal that. And I'm just saying that now, but I have some other cool ideas. Cause like what I want to do, John, you might want to close your ears. I don't know if this is going to be insurance or not. I'm just kidding. But like, and when a car's going down the strip, I want to fly a drone right towards it and swoop up.
No, you
No?
can't. You can
chase it.
You can't be over the track.
Well, shit.
Gosh, no.
Right.
Okay.
On the side. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
On the side.
That Dallas's head would have popped off his neck and rolled down the hallway if you heard that. Can't be over the
318?
track.
Okay, just pretend you didn't hear that. 318's got a good question. If he brings a small block Chevy powered car and lays down as fast as ET, would you lose viewers?
Nope.
Probably not.
No.
It would be probably yeah.
Not a
You would
chance.
gain haters and you'd gain both. You'd gain new people who like Chevy,
Ooh.
and you'd gain haters who hate you because you put a Chevy in it. So it's probably a win-win. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah, public street would be better for that. I'll go with that.
I can do that on public street.
We've got some good ideas. I think you guys will be really pleased with some of the ideas we already have.
Dean, the brain trust thing would be good because Dean's comments, the way he writes things is just great. So yes, he could be a great script writer.
And that's the thing that helps all of us too, is even hearing how people speak on camera. Me, I never wrote anything down. I have no idea what I'm doing. I turn a camera on and I talk, and when I'm done, I hit the button and that's what I get. Sometimes I'll redo the intro or the end, but that's about it. Not that I've done anything yet. I'm still a little guy in a big pond just like everybody, but I don't know. Maybe I need to learn how to read a script or something. But
you know what was funny is the Jeffers has a voicemail that's outgoing for all of their stuff when you call in the track, right? And he said, okay, we got to get a voicemail together for people calling the track so they know about the event and what it costs and all that stuff. And go up there with Barkley. And he thought this would take a half an hour of trying to piece it together and all of that because he hates doing it. It's like, so anyway, I make a couple of notes. I said, okay, I'm ready. Hear the beep. And I rattled off the whole thing, the whole schedule, the ticket prices, all of that stuff. And then he's like, man, that was one take. I'm like, well, that's what we do. You know, we do this stuff. I'm used to having to do it live and getting one take.
absolutely.
But see, to him, it's like the media component of the car stuff is what is just so different. And for us, it's integrated.
Yep.
Yeah, the roll call videos was cool. Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
what's coming for
gosh.
next year?
Oh,
I know
gosh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
do
those
it.
will up the ante this year. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna be a lot of shit talking. It's gonna be fun shit talking, but it'll be.
Barrows, all of those haters are dedicated viewers. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but if you're gonna watch videos that you just do it to hate, you really have too much time on your hands.
You're waiting on mom's meatloaf.
Yeah. Dean Stevenson. I learned, let's see here, from real head cases, healthcare is rough, but great for comedic relief. Families and love the laughter of people making humor great. Yeah. I mean, you got to be able to laugh at yourself too. If you can't laugh at yourself for anything, YouTube's not for anybody. Yes, I'm sure. I like the jokes about it. I really do. There was somebody that was hating on me pretty bad, and he was calling me Napoleon. And I was actually going to get a shirt with something about Napoleon on it, wearing my videos, just to really piss this guy off.
Street Fox is talking about the burnout competition in Carlisle. It sucked. Our
It
burnout
always
competition was 10 times better.
That stupid awning they have it over, and the smoke just hangs.
It was so lame. Yeah, the drone thing, yeah. But I'll tell you, you can't have one off the top end on the track. That's for sure.
Okay. I'll just have to
But
think
the
something.
burnout competition, that might be different. That could very well be different.
I was counting on others because I didn't bring my drone. I left it here because
Yeah,
I
they
wasn't going
don't
to try
have
to
his
announce
drone.
and run a drone, or I was like, no, that's too much.
Yeah, there were a few people running drones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe this burnout competition, Jeff and I both do dueling Harry Carries for the burnout competition. As
I can
well.
do one. Yeah.
And you do a good one, really good.
Yes. We
Take
should
me out for the
do it.
burnouts.
Yes. That would be awesome.
You guys should write that song. Take me out to the burnouts.
It's already
Take me
done.
out to the
I could
crowd.
probably do it. I could probably ad-lib it right now.
You guys could probably do it right. You should try. Because that's
We should
actually
do it.
you could ad lib that right now.
Get the glasses and a wig and go out there
Yeah.
and stumble around. Hey,
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 channel
everybody.
what's that show? Whose line is it anyway?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Oh,
Go
we
for
could
it.
do that.
So what you do is like you have Blake just do a ripping burnout, like hide in his trunk. And you go, where am I at? Am I on the moon? And then just like him do a burnout down there and hop out. Like, where am I? That would be great.
Yeah, that's a great burnout. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit on my hat, but this is eventually going to have spikes in it and be like the Saturday Night Live version of Harry Carey. But I like doing kind of a combo between the two.
Yes.
Oh man, that's great.
Half price tire night at the burnout competition.
Exactly. We could do it at Lambert's too.
Oh my goodness. I have to tell you, Jeff, you threw that roll and I almost caught it, but it barely missed me. It hit the dude behind me right in the face, and he's sitting there with his girlfriend. He turned red. He was ready to kill me. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry.
I wasn't.
Heck no, it was awesome.
But yeah, the dueling Harry Carries.
That
Good night,
could be its own
Blaker.
show.
We'd be like, hey, I'm serious. Like, I want to be in a trunk.
Good night,
Dress
Heathen.
like him and like come in on a burnout. Like the intro to the burnout contest is a burnout, right? Like talking so no one sees it, and then pop out, what am I doing here?
I'll
Well,
tell you what you guys do.
Came
I'll
from
tell
the
you what you
dirt
guys
now.
do.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you what you do. You the burnout contest is all set up, and then you guys roll in the same car, doing a burnout into the burnout pit, and then get out with your mic.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that was exhilarating.
We could think of like Harry Carey, you can think of different names for it, like something that rhymes like that. But yeah, we got to do a song for it. We could sing it.
Larry Gary or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. You should sing "Take Me Out to the Burnouts." And
Yeah.
Yes.
All day long. Take me out to the burnouts.
Yes.
Bring on the tires. Buy me some nitro and methanol.
Yeah.
I don't care who you call, because it's burn to the tires. If they don't pop, it's a sin, because it's 1, 2, 3 burnouts. at the No Name Nationals. I don't know.
Right, right.
Stay away from the water wall, everybody. Hey.
You got it. You got it.
He kisses her on the strike. She kisses him on
No,
the
and then
tires.
we could butcher the names like he would do.
Yeah.
So like Blake,
Absolutely.
like John Wilbur, just total like remember the Andres Galarraga thing because he just couldn't pronounce it.
Everybody's name would get completely ruined.
Yes. We got
Bad Knee Productions is up there with the hurdy dippy.
Look at that guy. He hasn't showered in months. Last time I saw a guy like that, I was at Woodstock. He was naked with my mom in the creek.
Look at the kid in the sombrero. Days of fun. Sorry, I don't want to turn it into the whole thing, but oh my God, is that fun?
Oh, yeah.
Buff is over there crying. No, it's people who know who Harry Carey or even the Saturday Night Live version of Harry is.
Oh, yeah. Is this burnout made of barbecued spare ribs? Look at all that smoke.
I think he's got cork in the tires. I think he used pine tar to get that extra lunch.
If the moon was made out of cheese, would you eat it? Them tires look like cheese. Go take a bite out of it, Eric.
I think that the tires should be made of currency. The more rubber you get, every ounce of rubber is a nickel.
I got to see him so many times as a kid. I went to like the second night game at Wrigley.
Oh my God. I wish I could have. I won tickets on a radio station in Rockford for doing a Harry Carey impersonation and got right behind home plate. That was the only time I'd ever been there. And
Man,
oh,
I've been
man.
there a lot. I've been there a lot. I have been there when the stadium was absolutely garbage, to when it was nice, to when they were winning, to when they were losing. You know, I don't drink anymore, but I remember one time it was Memorial Day weekend, probably like 2006-ish, and they had 2 records that day. I mean, they've been beaten since, but most fans in attendance for a game and the hottest game on record. It was a prime game against the Braves.
wow.
That place was drunken fast. Because, I mean, think about it. The Cubs sucked. There's nothing else to do, and, the debauchery that day. And we took my dad up there. Me and my buddy did. And this guy, he could put him away. And I think we drank Chicago out of old style. It was a very good time.
Still the best beer ever for brats. Just going to call it.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're doing beer brats, you have to have old
No,
style.
I've always said, like, if you're doing beer brats, the shittier the beer, the better. It's either old style or you get, like, Stag.
It's either old style or maybe an ice cold Budweiser.
Wallace and Gromit, yes. Do you remember some of the commercials he would do too? They were just epically funny. Or no. The True Value moments where it was like a shout out birthday, Shout out to Karen McDuffle Snuffle from Palos Park. True Value sponsored this moment. And everyone's like, what is he even talking about?
She's 35 today.
She's 35.
Oh, 53? I'm sorry. I messed that up.
Either way, come on up here.
I'm going to give you a big hug.
It's a hot day. I might be sitting here in my shorts, which he did.
Oh,
You ever knew
God.
that? When it was radio, he would be up in
Yep.
his shorts.
Him and Steve. Hey, Steve.
Steve, hey, and he would just jump like, whoa, hey.
Easy
It's like,
on the Budweiser button.
0-0, the most boring game, ever. And, everyone's just quiet. Say, hey, and he just jumped.
Sammy Sosa's up to bat.
Yeah. What's funny? I never knew this until recently. I knew he kind of got ran out of St. Louis when he was announcing radio, but when he was in Chicago for the White Sox, that's when he started doing the 7th inning stretch song. and then someone heard it because it was never aired, and it's like, wow, that's actually really cool.
Really cool. And are they still doing it now? I've not paid attention to the Cubs.
They do,
in
but it's
years,
different people that like they'll have a
Yeah.
guest, and it's usually like it ain't the same.
No. When Harry's hanging halfway out the booth, about to fall with his beer in his hand, that is Take Me Out to the Ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and the statue out front, his restaurant. But if you're in Chicago, honestly, like a really cool place to go to if anybody is in Chicago and they just like literally want to see a cool place, the original Billy Goat Tavern. It's underground on Ohio, and it is like it has Cubs heritage because of the Billy Goat, and it's just this old shitty place, and they got a lot of if you want to call it fame, because all the old school SNL cast did Second City in Chicago, and they did a
Yeah.
skit of cheeseburger, 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 and that's where it came from. And that was
Nice.
Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. So that when they did that skit, that was Billy Goat Tavern. And I mean, you walk in there and there's a menu, and you ain't getting shit other than a cheeseburger, no fries, chips, and a Coke.
Exactly. Ollie's like, by the top of the ninth, he was slurring so bad you couldn't tell who the sponsor was.
No, you couldn't.
It's brought to you by the Settleton.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was so much fun doing that. Absolutely so much fun going to Billy. The guy that owns Billy Goat now, the old guy, it's like they were going to do an ESPN like 30 for 30. And my friend Mikey and I, he's a White Sox fan. We're going up to go to this. It was a spring game for the White Sox. Well, it got rained out. So I'm like, hey, let's just go to Billy Goat. Had my son. The guy was going to do a 30 for 30 that day. And we sat down to eat, and he sat down with my son. And you could tell he was annoyed by something with this ESPN cast.
Mm-hmm.
And sat down with my son, ate with him, gave him a t-shirt. I got pictures of it, and didn't even charge us for the meal. And you got to pay cashier only. And the ESPN guys were getting frustrated, and he told them, there was your interview. You missed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was neat. So I got pictures of that. He was a little guy, and he's getting the shirts and all that. And yeah. But yeah,
He's built like a toddler.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's this short guy? There was a first baseman back in the day. This Two Dicks Garage. He was a short feller too. Kind of remind me of him.
I thought he was a horse jockey at first. Just a wee lad.
I thought he was Lieutenant Dan's stunt double for a minute, but I noticed he had shoes on.
Must have got some new magic legs or something.
He got the
Dude, I'm telling you, we need a podcast where we just make each other laugh, saying stupid
I
crap.
think we
It's
should
over.
do that. We should probably do that.
Dueling Harry Carries or whatever the hell it would be. Dueling idiots.
Oh, my Lord. dueling idiots. Definitely dueling idiots. But I am. Wait, what is this? He's a T-Bird pilot. Flew at Mark.
Hey, flew at Mach 3.
I flew at 1968 Thunderbird. Everyone thought I was nuts. I proved
Hey,
them
what's-
out.
One time I hit the gas so hard it jumped a puddle.
I made this chick's titties bounce. Oh wait.
Wait, that was me. Never mind.
You know the story about him in St. Louis, right? Why he got ran out.
No.
Because the rumor was Augie Bush, that he was, his wife.
Could you imagine that? Ow! Ow! Home run!
Yeah. Now you know what the seventh inning stretch is all about.
Get me a Cal Budweiser stat. And hey, isn't it half price hot dog night?
You just had a hot dog, and it wasn't half price.
I just threw it down your hallway. Dude, I could do this for hours. I know you need to go to bed.
I do. I do need to go to bed.
I do
appreciate-
too. I actually have to get up, but
I do. I got to get up in 4.5 hours, but I don't give a shit. But no way, a Skyhook. Yeah, everyone, thanks for joining. Scary Carrie and I will be back.
yes.
And I'm going to schedule one now that I can actually do this shit. And we will definitely have fun. Everyone, thanks for joining. Harry Carey was fishing in a dangerous pond. That wasn't a pond. That was my bathwater. Don't
And guess-
confuse that fishing pole for something else there, John.
I caught a barracuda. Not sure how it got there, but hey.
I'm going to be catching a barracuda. Actually, a barracuda is going to be catching me at the No Name Nationals. It's going to be Nacho Cuda.
Oh, Jesus. Who would put nacho cheese on a cuda anyway?
You put it on a hot dog before you throw it down a hallway.
That's what she said.
Adios, gentlemen.
Be good.
Peace out.